Welcome back, everybody, to Late Night at the Movies on the Late Night Chat Network, your first stop for pop culture talk. Join with me today. We got the whole Late Night at the Movies crew here. We got Max. What's going on, Max?
What's up? Happy 2025, people.
That's right. Happy 2025. This is our first episode of the new year, actually.
Yeah,
and then
right.
We got JT in the house, of course.
Of course, incognito, but I'm here. Yeah, man. I'm holding the mic.
And Julie Mac, the Mac with the Philly cap
I'm
on.
here with the Eagles.
Don't even look at that way.
Eagles gear on.
To my right over here, don't even bother.
Philadelphia Eagles, which are going to be in the 2025 Super Bowl. It's confirmed.
And Peter, if you watch this, yeah, screw you too.
And at the time of this recording, we do have the Bills versus KC on in the background.
no.
So if you see some of the hosts
See it on Julie's
distracted,
screen,
thankfully we are at the end of the game. So we'll see what happens. So anyways, so yeah, this is our first episode of 2025. And for all you guys following at home there, we did announce that we were going to have a show with some guests, long-awaited guests, the fan club, as
Fan
Julie likes to
club,
call them.
unfortunately, we have to postpone.
I even got my haircut and everything for them, man. I hope they're watching this afterwards. But like I said, I hope everything's good.
Yeah, absolutely. So shout out to them, and we hope that they will be joining us. Hopefully, maybe later in February or something like that. We'll see what happens. Yeah, so we'll see what ends up happening with that. But the Giuseppe makes a movie. We'll have to wait on that one. Also, sadly, we're gonna have one of our own here. Max is gonna be missing out on the next couple of episodes as well.
He
He's
just
gonna be
doesn't like
taking
my picks.
a
Bro.
bit of a hiatus.
Oh yeah,
I don't
so I
even
guess you're gonna miss it then.
Did you guys already have a date for that with the Giuseppe one, or
It was supposed to be today, but now it's probably gonna have to wait a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen it, so I guess I
Yeah.
don't have to anymore.
You're gonna have to watch it though.
I'll watch it on my own time. I
Yeah,
promise,
yeah,
I
yeah,
promise.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to, bro. Trust me.
Just to watch it. Yeah.
You'll think
Don't
of it.
take
Because
my
I never-
word for
I
it.
never-
Take his.
Take mine.
I
Yeah.
never even heard of it, and I had trouble even finding it. So it's a
Yeah.
deep cut for sure.
It
like,
is.
It is.
Yeah.
I feel like it's
Yeah.
on Mubi or one of those. Like it's on like Plex or something. Yeah.
It's a weird thing, yeah, because sometimes the
I'd have
timing
to
was
look up
off when
those
I was
ones.
watching.
Yeah.
It was weird. So
But I am looking forward to that eventual conversation with those guests. So
Is next
me too.
Is next episode gonna be? Are we doing till Giuseppe, or is it gonna be JT's?
JT's pick is going to
And
be the next
so,
episode.
Do you
yeah.
know what his pick is already? Or
Do I?
Yeah,
I
you.
do.
You do?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know what your pick is.
I
So
don't
why are you
either.
telling me I don't want to?
You know, you're gonna miss it because you're gonna be interested because of all the shit you've been talking today already about
notebooks?
to what's on TV.
Is it the Notebook?
So we will be
Maybe.
announcing that
We'll
pick.
talk about it later.
We will be announcing that pick at the end of this episode. So stay tuned, guys. And also, I just want to plug another show that's going to be actually coming out in the feed after this one. It's going to be our new late night letterbox show, which is basically a take sort of on the segment that we do in these shows, like where we talk about what we're looking forward to watching, what we have been watching, and then we're going to add some extra stuff into there as well. And so it's like a show, that is going to be in development for the first couple as we kind of figure out what we want to do with that one. But we figured if we can kind of keep up with our schedule here, you'll have a new Late Night at the Movies related show every week if we pull this off. So,
Nice.
we're kind of going to be taking that segment and then turning that into its own show that's going to be more centered on Letterboxd, and we're all going to share our Letterboxd like names on Letterboxd if you want to follow us and see reviews and like see what we've been watching and kind of get like a little sneak peek into that side of things as well. So that'll be a lot of fun. We're really looking forward to that. So make sure to check that out. And I think we're gonna have some episode art and stuff like that coming up like soon, hopefully for that. So it's gonna have its a whole new kind of look to that show as well, outside of Late Night at the Movies. So yeah, it'll be a
Nice.
lot of fun. So really looking forward to that. So those are some things you guys could look forward to here in the new year. And as I mentioned, because of the cancellation, us waiting for it, this is our first episode this month. So, but we've made up for it. We've also started recording some movie trailer reactions as well. So yeah, we're coming at you guys in the new year with some new content here on Late Night in the Movies. So we're gonna have some different types of videos that'll be coming out. So good stuff. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to it. With the talk movies with you guys this year. Yeah, good stuff.
I can't wait, man.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of them. And I can't wait for the next movie.
So
movie after that.
Yeah, speaking of that though, so kind of in order to save kind of like a video for you guys this month, we figured let's get together anyways outside of the cancellation and basically discuss some things that we wanted to talk about in regards to movie. And on that list of things that I kind of threw out there to talk about here today, I figured we'd quickly, at least me, Jay, and Max here, because I know Julie hasn't seen it as of yet, talk about Nosferatu, which I know was like leading up to the end of the year, is a movie that we didn't really get to talk about. And it was the one that I think we kept mentioning on the show that we were really looking forward to checking out. This is David Eggers, I think, fourth film. Robert, sorry, David. Yeah, my bad. Robert Eggers' fourth film, I think, that he's done. And the only one I haven't seen actually is The Northman. I haven't seen that yet. I've heard really good things about that. But of course, he's done The Witch, and he also did The Lighthouse, right? And then The Northman. Lighthouse, I've seen The Witch, which I was a big fan of. How about you, Julie? Have you seen any of his films? Or
No, I'm aware of The Northman though, but I'm aware of The Lighthouse, but no, I haven't seen any of those.
Okay, yeah, those are good. I highly recommend both of those. I can't say anything about The Northman, but I've heard good things about that one.
I can imagine the movie poster in my head. I know stuff about that one, but yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's starring one of the other brothers, the Skarsgårds, I believe, is in there, right?
Alexander, I think.
Yeah, and of course Willem Dafoe, who's basically becoming like his guy. He's in every movie that he makes. He's already offered him 2 other roles, he said, since Nosferatu has come out, and they've actually
have to change his face, bro.
Yeah, well, so they just announced that his next movie is going to be a werewolf film that's coming out in 2026. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. And so I think it's called Werewolves or something like that. Yeah, so it comes out in 2026. I think they announced that now. And I also don't know if it's been confirmed or if it's just a rumor. There was also talk about him doing a remake of Labyrinth. I don't know if that's confirmed or not.
I think I heard about that too. Yeah.
And if he does, guess what? I'm sure William Dafoe is going to do the Bowie part.
Is that the one? Was that the David Bowie one where they're walking?
That's the Jim Henson one.
They're walking upside down on the fucking stairs and shit like that.
Yeah, Jennifer Connelly.
I watched that when I was a kid.
Puppets.
I watched that when I was a kid, like over and over again. I didn't think it was, but I didn't think it was a kid's show. Like,
because it's kind of dark. Yeah,
I watched my parents' television show or movie or whatever at that time.
Yeah.
I remember being young. And the David Bowie, and I just remember because I know David Bowie from the music and stuff.
Yeah.
Even as a
Labyrinth,
kid, yeah. What a trip, man.
Yeah. So there's been rumors. I don't know if it's been confirmed. There's been rumors that he's going to be the one doing a remake of that. I know they also talked to him, and they had said, "Oh yeah, well, some interview where I saw a clip, and she talked about him doing like maybe like a more modern movie, like something that's not done like back in the day." And he basically said like that's something he dreads. Like he doesn't want to do a movie with cars and phones. Like he doesn't want to do anything that's like takes place in today's times, essentially.
Yeah. Well, it kind of makes sense, bro. I mean, we got to look to the future.
What does that mean?
No cars, just fucking planes. Like
we got to look to the future. What does that have to do with him not wanting to do a movie?
Not listening.
Got to do the transport. Got to do the transporting now. We're going.
I know. No, it is. This is a mistake. I'm about to turn the football off. I'm just fucking talking for my own amusement right now.
Northman.
Anyways, Nosferatu. Max, why don't you let us know what you thought of the movie?
I didn't like it.
Wow.
It was kind of boring.
That's hard, bro.
Hot take.
Is it a hot take?
I don't know.
Okay, I went. Okay,
Max is stepping up for me because I didn't see the fucking movie.
Max, literally, all he said for 2 months is how much he was looking forward to this movie.
We all did. We were all interested in it.
I wasn't really interested in it.
At the last episode.
I was.
The last episode we did of the year, everyone said.
Yeah, I just try to, I try to boost up your hype.
Fiery.
Yeah.
So
get you spicy.
It came out Christmas Day, I believe, this movie. And
I liked it. Anyways.
It came out Christmas Day, and the Christmas Day was like a Wednesday, I think, and so I saw it that following Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to, I wanted to see it before the year wrapped up, just because I just wanted to see it like before the year closed.
Mm-hmm.
And that Friday was the only day I could have seen it, so I texted a bunch of friends to go see it. No one was available to see it. I remember I texted you actually, if you wanted to come check it out with me. And I
didn't get a text.
You were busy. Well, I watched. I was gonna go to a theater in my area, so that's why I was just texting people.
And he needed a ride and that kind of stuff.
No, I didn't need a ride.
I love you, Max.
I've already told you I'm willing to venture out to go see a movie.
You would?
I've told you that already.
This guy ventures all the way to freaking.
I went to see it. I was gonna go see it at Queensway because it's down the street from my work.
I'm willing to go. If I have maybe not on short notice, but if you say, hey, do you want to go see a movie this day?
Okay. I'll know that for the future.
Oh, he's the first. He's the first person to say okay.
So then I texted one of my friends and. She first canceled and then later was like, oh yeah, let's go see it. And I was like, okay, let's go.
Nice.
So we go see it. Bro, it was like the cinema was filled with like a bunch of younger crowd. Like it was like a Friday night horror movie.
Yeah.
Like, you know, kids are off from like school or whatever. So it was like a pretty young crowd. I felt like that went to go see it. And I have a deep suspicion that they're not coming to see this movie because they're Robert Eggers fans. They just want to see a horror movie. They have time off or whatever.
I think they're all David Eggers fans.
Right? Yeah.
He's taking shots back, bro. I don't know.
I'm just surprised I messed that up, to be honest with you, because I am a fan of his. Anyways, go ahead. Yeah.
So I'm watching the movie and I'm like, okay, this is all right. This is cool. And then I'm watching it and it kind of just dragged a lot for me. And like there's these boys who were sitting next to me. They were like much younger. They were yawning halfway through the movie, and then there was these other girls who were sitting next to us, and they're just like kind of laughing, like, "What the fuck is this movie?"
Is it long? How long?
It felt long. Like it just like
just
of
over
all
2 hours.
I've seen all of Robert Eggers' films, and I think I've liked some of them more on a second watch. So I just want to put that disclaimer that maybe on a second watch I might turn around on it. Yeah. But this was my least favorite of his based on a first watch. Just on a first watch, this was like my least favorite. So, right. And so we just, after the movie was over, me and my friend, we just both looked at each other and we're like, this movie was kind of boring. And you're like, yeah. She's like, yeah, it was kind of boring. It was kind of dragged. We didn't like it, and I didn't feel like anyone around us in the energy gave a shit. They just walked out, and we're like, yeah. So
can I say something about that?
Go ahead.
My theory about this is, and I somewhat agree with you in the sense that I did like it. I didn't dislike it. Boring is maybe a word I could use, but that's because we've seen this same story so many times. Not only is this like Nosferatu already being done in two other notable films that are Nosferatu movies, like they're called that. The other one's like over 100 years old. It's been done like to death, even in other movies where they take different angles of the characters that they're focusing on in the Bram Stoker in the Dracula, right? So like even like the Willem Dafoe character, he basically took like 2 or 3 different elements from different vampire movies based on Dracula and kind of threw them into the one film, because it's not only Nosferatu, even got like there's like Willem Dafoe plays like the Van Helsing character in this, essentially the vampire hunter. And he kind of like takes a couple of different elements from different like notable vampire films, and he even cites them in conversations that I've heard in his like actual interviews talking about this. So in that aspect, there's nothing new there really in that sense. So like I do agree, like the story is the story, like it is what it is. The only other thing you can really take away from this is there was certain things he chose to do creatively in this that people were talking about that were different from other Nosferatu. Like the big thing was the whole thing about how he's like a Russian oligarch with the big stash. Like a lot of people were really taken aback by the fact that he had a big mustache, the vampire, which has never been done before, right? But he's like, if you look at old pictures of these type of guys, they all got those big stashes, right? So it makes sense, right? So that was something that he chose to do. Also, like Lily Rose Depp, I'm not convinced she's a great actress.
She was my favorite thing about this movie.
Here's the thing, though, she was good in this movie, but I honestly think that she was used well. Like she was used, like the things that they got her to do. I feel like, you know, some of the sexual stuff and things like that she was doing, even like the crying out and stuff she was doing in this film. She did the same stuff in that crappy Weekend show.
I didn't watch it.
No, I haven't
seen Idol.
It's terrible. I watched like 3 episodes. I was like, I'm out.
I just thought it was really cool how she was like contorting her body and still like talking. I thought that was really
that's all really good. I'm just still not convinced that she's a great actress. She was decent in this, and she was utilized well, and they used her well in this. That's what I mean. I think she was good in this. But outside of this, I'm not convinced that she's a great. I think she had the look down, and she was able to do like you said, like the rolling of the eyes and the contortionist type stuff. But yeah, that's all I would say about like the comment you made, because that's what I was gonna say about the movie, is that the story itself wasn't all that interesting, because I feel like I already know the story. That being said, visually fantastic. Like this is like the look of this movie, like visually, like was very fucking cool. He's like a master of like light and shadow and stuff like that. Like there's one scene like when they go under the boat in this, literally like watching it in the theater, he pops out of fucking nowhere. This guy, it's so lit so well, and he used to be a production designer, I believe, right? Robert Eggers, if I'm not mistaken. I think I heard that about his past, and that's why I think he's really good at doing that kind of stuff. So like the sets, like the way that everything looks, fucking Casey.
Fuck.
Fuck.
Yeah.
The timer What?
Three-peat.
But
No,
shut
when
the
it gets
fuck-
this low, it's
They
over.
just give up.
Yeah,
Can
yeah,
y'all
yeah.
say-
Because they keep
Fuck.
kneeling. They had the first down. And
Can y'all say three-peat or?
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck.
You know what?
Go
Stop
birds.
filming.
Go birds.
Yeah.
Don't forget to see my
Philadelphia's
reaction.
Well, I mean, would you at least agree with that, though, Max? Like, I think like it's
Visually, yeah.
like the look of this movie. Like, there's so many great like she's when he's in the forest, when he's in the actual like.
Yeah, there's some interesting shots. I think maybe my favorite sequence in the movie is like that whole when Nicholas Holt's character goes to
Yeah,
his place,
Yeah.
or whatever, and like that whole trip, that whole journey he makes, and then
into his castle.
into his
Yeah,
castle, and then that's probably my favorite stretch of the movie. And then I don't know, it just kind of teetered off for me, and I could just feel like there wasn't really a lot of, just wasn't an exciting movie, and I don't think it really held anybody in the audience, and I could feel the energy in the room. It was like we were just all waiting for the movie to be over, kind of thing. And I don't know if it's so much that we know this story or whatever. I think it's just so much the way the story is being told is just very unexciting, and I just question because. The way I see that this movie was packed, I'm like, oh wow, I don't think these people are all here for Robert Edgers. I think they're here because it's a horror movie, and maybe Lily Rose Depp his name has some cachet to it, perhaps, and a lot of younger probably crowd is like interested in that and whatever.
That's what I think. Yeah.
So, and I think like this could have been his chance to really capture like the zeitgeist if he wanted to, and I think he almost had it, but I think he kind of just dropped the ball. I don't know if. Well, we'll see what he makes next, but I kind of wish he did the 50-50 kind of thing where it's like, he puts his own artistic flair on it, but he's also making a very engaging like popcorn flick. I kind of wish he met us in the middle a little bit on that, but
Sure.
It was very much his own style, and I just don't think these kids who wanted to go see a horror movie care about the whole art housey thing he's doing, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of like where
which is what I appreciated about the movie, like the way it looked visually.
I think if
thought
you
it was
like
very
his films, you will like this. Like if you really like his style, you'll dig this movie. But I just don't think it was like a movie that everyone is gonna be on board with. Like I can see a lot of people not liking this movie. Just on a first watch, that's just
Jay.
I to be honest with you, I did enjoy the movie. It's like you said, playing off a lot of like a Bram Stoker's Dracula. Everything
Strokers?
Sorry,
That's a porno.
I'm holding the mic. That's probably why I was thinking that. But yeah. The thing is that you take a little piece out of everything and you make your own decisions. Max was saying he likes that opening scene, that long walk in when he's going to the castle.
Mm-hmm.
When you see how the size that he had to be to become that kid, like you see how they're bringing everything over and just how they're getting it all started. I think the way these kids came into it, thinking it was more of like a lovey-dovey style story and this and that, which it kind of has an aspect of it to it, right? Like any sort of Dracula film or any sort of vampire film.
Of course, he's going to bang her at the end of the movie,
exactly.
and she used it as a way to defeat him. That's the whole like.
That's what I mean. I think they're going. Maybe they're going to watch it to learn how to take.
She
care of
gave
their
herself
boyfriends.
up to him.
Yeah,
right. Like that was the whole. That's always been a thing with vampires and Dracula, though. That's always been. That's what I mean. Thematically and story wise, there's nothing new here.
Yeah,
there isn't.
No,
so, but except for the look of the film is what he's bringing to the table, in my opinion.
But like we talk about a lot of films that are going to be they're trying to do generational style. If you're gonna fit into a generational style thing, maybe like you said, Max was hitting on about the way it was laid out in the older times, like you said with the mustache and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Maybe that doesn't always catch people's attention, and they got to figure out another way to get that sort of generation into it,
right?
Because to be honest with you, I mean, it is sort of, unless you're a little bit older and understand it a little better, you're not going to get that aspect around it.
Yeah, because there was a lot of people complaining about the mustache. They're like, what the hell, why does this guy have a mustache?
But that's just
I think people aren't educated about it, because Nosferatu is like, I haven't seen the old Nosferatu movie, but it's an unauthorized remake of Dracula is what that story is. It's Dracula basically.
Yeah.
And the person that inspired the character of Dracula is Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah.
And if you see his face, he has
a
that
mustache.
shape,
Yeah.
that mustache.
Well, that's what
So
that's what
it
Robert
looks
Eggers
exactly
said.
like
That's
him.
what he said. If you look at any photos of like old Russian oligarch people, like
Yeah.
or anybody like from that era, he's like they all are rocking these huge stashes. So it made perfect sense for him. Also, there's another cool
Fucking
thing.
like Dr. Robotnik.
Well,
Well,
when
there's
they're coming
another-
into
Yeah,
America.
basically.
Yeah.
Also, you know how they had the stake in this? Again, this is something I learned from listening to him talk about the movie after the
Right.
fact, though.
Yeah.
You know how they had that big rod, like that was kind of like
Yeah.
the stake that they used?
Yeah.
The reason he did that is because apparently there's something in text or something, because he actually, I guess, researched some of this stuff,
Yeah.
that they said if you drive that into the ground, instead of the wooden stake, they used a
Mhm.
metal.
Yeah.
I know it's a spoiler territory, but they
Whatever.
use basically like a big metal like rod, like a lightning rod type of like
Okay.
like a thing, right? Like
Yeah, not lightning, but yeah,
not
I would
lightning,
say,
you know
but
what I mean?
whatever.
Like yeah,
it looks
yeah.
like that. It's got that weird old.
Like yeah, it's
cut
like a
to it.
steel staff.
Spike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when they use it he says that if you drive that through the thing and it reaches the ground,
Mhm.
it means it's supposed to bring the person to their grave,
To the
like
grave.
to the
Well, their grave is also
because you can't
carried
take
with them.
yourself off of that. So
Yeah.
you basically look like that. It's like all like the meaning behind it is it's supposed to send them down to their graves
Okay.
instead of like instead of the wooden stake. That's why he went with this in this movie, which is again a different take on like the whole like kill a vampire with a wooden stake type of thing.
Right.
But
Right.
there's
So-
also that too, right? Where once they're in somewhere, they can't come out until they're like it's like they can't come into your house
Invited.
unless they're
right.
invited.
They're invited type thing. Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
It's in that same sort of line. So if you're getting put back into the ground, you're
Right.
not coming back out unless somebody digs you up. And if
Right.
you notice that the dirt that gets bring around with vampires and stuff like that, that's their own grave, and they can get in and out of it if they need to.
Right.
Basically, it's their tombstone that they're they sleep in during the day or whatever it's called. You know what I mean? So I get that whole aspect, but if people don't know that sort of history with, like I've watched a bunch of different fucking films that are based on that
Right.
same sort of concept, right?
Yeah.
So you can see where they're coming and putting a lot of things together. Now that makes a lot of sense with and it's back in those days of even Western times, like in North America, let's say,
Mhm.
where they do have that dirty stash.
Well, that's the
You
thing,
know,
though. He got to
people
pick
don't
and
get that.
choose between a lot of different things because
Yeah.
these vampire movies have been done to death. So he took stuff from actual like people, like texts, like people have like talked about vampires and like what they believe in when it
Yeah.
comes to that kind of stuff and old school theories on this kind of stuff. So he took that. He took things from movies. He basically cherry picked a bunch of stuff that he really enjoys. Like in this one, the whole angle too was the whole thing about like the pestilence, like with the rats and stuff, like the way that disease spreads, like the way
How
he's able
quick-
to
yeah.
do that kind of thing. And
That's dinner for him,
and
too.
then they also have the character that's basically that he's from afar, he's able to get in their minds and basically can influence them to help him. Like that he has like people that are like
It's one of the ultimate
the-
characters,
the-
bro. He's a mind fucker,
Right.
he's a lover, he's
So-
a fucking
so I like the
blood
things that he
sucker.
focused on. Like I
Yeah,
do like the
yeah.
things that he focused on for like his version of this character, right? But again, there's nothing really new there. I've seen all these different things in other movies, other interpreters, because it's the most done to death. Like I think I read this at some point. Dracula or vampire specifically, I think has the most done in films and books. Like it is the
History,
thing that,
probably.
out of everything. I think like it's the most like thing that everyone's basically did something like
Probably
in
one of
that
those
like.
oldest stories ever told. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
absolutely.
Sort of
Right.
like,
We're talking about a
some-
movie that's over 100 years old for the original Nosferatu at this
Yeah.
point, right? Like that's what I mean. So like,
they were doing it when they weren't even talking into mics. They were just reenacting it and then putting the letters up on the screens.
yeah. Unfortunately, though, I think the Max's point about him saying he wants them to do like something that's maybe a little bit more original outside of this stuff. I think he's all in on the monster stuff right now, honestly, because like he already announced the werewolf movie.
I said that about Ryan Coogler.
Oh,
I
okay.
said
Sorry.
about Robert Eggers. I would like him to do something more like popcorny, like something more like for audiences,
Like Labyrinth, if he were to do that.
Yeah, maybe that might
Right.
turn out. We'll see. Like you know how like there's like this like whole chatter of this like big three. People always like to do big threes for everything. You know how there's like this chatter of big three of like horror filmmakers between Robert Eggers, Jordan Peele, and Ari Aster. Have you heard that
Yeah.
before?
Yeah.
Like that
Yep.
conversation. Robert Eggers is like my least favorite one of those three people. Straight up.
I like Jordan Peele.
I like Jordan Peele,
I
and
like-
Ari is my favorite. But like
Yeah.
at least with Jordan and Ari, I think they meet their audiences with something really.
What was the last one that Ari did?
Interesting.
Anyways,
Bo was afraid. That was the one that I think.
but I'm saying like even in where you're saying where we're going along the lines of horror or
Midsommar.
Midsommar. Right?
Yeah, and that
Okay.
that blew up. Everyone
Yeah.
watches that,
Yeah,
and everyone
okay,
loves
now I
that
know who
movie.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
Now.
So,
So
like-
100%.
And I think Robert Eggers, I think he's like very artsy and very like A24-ish. I mean, those guys also do A24, but like
Yeah.
he's very like for that crowd.
Ari today.
What are you looking for? Like
Yeah.
a Blumhouse crowd?
Yeah, like that. Like I don't like people
'Cause the
kind of look. I know
Blumhouse is
a lot of people look
More
down.
corny.
a lot of people look down on like the like M. Night Shyamalan and James Wan, but I think they're like really good because they make movies that like an whole audience could like. Like it doesn't, the people are not going to be bored by their movies.
Like a Conjuring and stuff like that.
Yeah, which I think was what these kids
The
wanted
Nun.
to see. And they're coming out and they're spending money to watch a movie on a Friday night, and I could tell they did not like the movie.
Oh, I definitely feel like people, like you said about the whole art house thing that you said.
Yeah,
earlier.
they're just like, what the hell is this?
Yeah,
And
want
I
to
don't,
make
I don't,
a
I don't
film.
mind. I don't even mind artsy movies, but it has to be artsy and like entertaining. It has to be like 50-50, you know? Like I know we're even Megalopolis. I think that's an entertaining movie, even though it has. I know we always name drop that movie, but like even that's like
Wasn't me this time.
Yeah, that's fine. It was like in a very artsy movie, but at least it's very entertaining. There's like shit that you can laugh at, and Shia LaBeouf is doing his thing, and Adam Driver, Aubrey Plaza. But like with this movie, I'm just like, yo, like what was Aaron Tyler Johnson doing? Like who cares if he's in this? Like,
I didn't love him in
like,
this
who
actually.
cares
Nicholas
about
Holt
it?
was good. Nicholas Holt was really good in this.
I
My
thought he was
favorite was
okay.
Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe in this
bro.
movie was fantastic. I mean,
my favorite was
I loved him in
plays
this
it,
movie
just
when he
gets-
showed up.
yeah.
He's just so eccentric. I loved him in this. Like he's just like, oh yeah, hey, come in. Yeah, he's like, he's just so weird. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Catch.
yeah.
My favorite was Lily, and then like I think a close second would be Bill Skarsgård. I think he was
Oh fuck.
very interesting.
Oh yeah, but he's like, I'm not
Well, he
even
had to
like
play the role.
considering
He
him
gets-
in that sense.
He gets
like,
he has to get into character.
Yeah.
Like he's one of
But,
those
I
actors.
I do think I probably need to see this movie one more time before I kind of have a final judgment. These are just first
Well,
impression.
I still got to see it in
Yeah.
a 4K or something like that big. I've only watched it literally in
Yeah.
on a small thing, but it's still there, right? I was still able to watch it, guys. Unfortunately, you know me, I'm broke, and that's why I do a YouTube channel, guys. And don't forget to
I
hit
mean,
that like and
you
donate
really
thing.
can't appreciate this movie on
But
that
you
level.
can.
I mean, the fact that you enjoyed it as
Fuck.
much as you did. I mean, but because you needed to see this movie
No.
on the
Yeah,
big
that's
screen.
good.
problem
I
is-
mean, I saw it on a big screen.
Yeah.
I love anything that has to do with vampires. So Superman's one
Right.
of them, but vampires is
Right.
another fucking crazy one. And I'm talking like even romantic vampire fucking
Right.
movies, corny ones.
Like Interview with the Vampire.
That was fucking amazing. The TV show was even better. I'm sorry. Yeah, you
I
can
didn't
guys
see
can
that.
comment. You guys can.
How about your boy Coppola? He did
Dracula.
yeah.
But he did Apocalypse. Wasn't that one the Dracula one? No.
No,
He did-
Apocalypse Now is not
No,
Dracula.
why am I thinking Apocalypse Now, bro? I'm thinking all these
No,
like fucking.
he did Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
did-
right,
That the
yeah.
Keanu
One of the
Reeves
originals.
one?
Yeah,
Never saw it.
Yeah.
No,
I
yeah,
don't think
that-
I've seen an actual Dracula movie. Now that I think about it, I know the story because who doesn't fucking know the story? But I don't think I've seen any of the source material even. Like,
you
Not
know how
even,
long
not
it's
even
been since
Buffy.
I've watched
How about Buffy?
No.
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
You never watched Buffy?
no. I saw Interview with the Vampire. I saw. Jake,
What?
did you see Queen of the Damned?
Queen of the Damned? Yes,
saw
I've seen
that.
it. Not as
No, I've never seen that.
not as recent as I can
It's
remember,
such
but
a
it's,
It's-
2000s.
It's such a piece of shit. It's just a,
it's not-
it's a jerk off movie with a good soundtrack. Like,
I mean, it's good for people like me if that just want to listen to music and
It's
jerk off.
smut.
But yeah,
it's smut.
really
But
is.
it's
Who's in that?
Aaliyah is the
Oh.
main vampire.
yeah.
R.I.P.
And,
R.I.P.
Stuart Townsend is.
She might be still alive.
what,
She
she
might be a
was-
vampire.
So what? She was in Queen of the Damned and Romeo Must Die, and then she died. Is
Yeah.
that- yeah. Okay. Because I remember
Comes
like
in threes, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. I did this bad shot.
She.
Dust
Yeah.
yourself off and try again. Is that her?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Like a Dracula, like a vampire.
That's it. That's all I've seen. Like, I mean, I've seen other
Oh my
vampire
God.
movies, but I don't think I've seen
We're
a
going to hell-
Dracula
We're going to hell
movie.
for that one.
I've not seen the original 100 Nosferatu that you guys
So-
are talking about.
So there you go. You get
That
three.
one is actually on the site that
No, I
have.
haven't seen that.
That
either.
one's a trip. That one
I
doesn't have
haven't
any.
seen the
No,
Keanu
no,
Reeves
no,
Dracula.
no, no. There is no that one
That's
there.
the Coppola one.
You have to read.
Yeah.
You have to literally read the fucking that Nosferatu. You have to actually
Silent
read the
film.
It's a silent
Yeah.
film. It's fucking.
Right, yeah.
Well, there's actually
People
another
actually used
remake.
to do that back in the day. Now we
I've
can
seen
talk
those
into a mic
movies
and
like
they can
that.
see us.
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
You had to be able to
Well,
read.
Willem
The
Dafoe
times.
also
Mhm.
played him in another movie, right? Like I think he actually played.
I've seen Van
Dracula.
Helsing.
That you've seen Van Helsing. Okay, yeah.
That movie was
Wait,
trash.
which one?
Yeah,
is
it
William
was, but I
Dafoe
love it.
going? Hold on. You know what? That's tripping me out. About
No,
because
I don't know. I don't know.
Dracula
What's his
movie,
name?
an
Hugh
actual-
Jackman.
Huge Jack.
Huge
Hugh
Jackman
Jackman,
as
yeah.
Van Helsing.
Willem Dafoe was in another one, a Nosferatu movie.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. He's in another version. I forget if he plays Nosferatu. I don't know if it's the same who plays Nosferatu.
I was thinking about.
I forget which role he plays, but that's what people were impressed by the fact that he was in this movie because he played a different role than he did in the last interpretation of this film.
I was thinking,
did,
I was like,
right?
I have seen one, but I'm thinking of that fucking Frankenstein movie with fucking.
So speaking of Frankenstein, sorry, go ahead. Which one?
The comedy one with fucking.
Oh, the Mel Brooks one.
Brooks,
yeah.
I've seen that.
That's what I know which one you're talking about. Yeah. But speaking of Frankenstein, so this year, what's his name's going to be bringing out his Frankenstein movie? Guillermo del Toro.
Oh,
and that was filmed here. Actually, Mia Goth is in that.
Oh, wow.
Lit.
Okay, and amongst other great people, Mia Goth's in it. Yeah,
nice.
And he actually, Robert Eggers, when he was doing the promotion for this film, he was talking about that as well too, because he's like,
Young Frankenstein. That's the movie.
Yeah. He's like, I'm so glad that he did that, because he's like, apparently he tried to start a Frankenstein movie and it just wasn't good and he just never moved forward with it. And he's like, I'm so glad that Guillermo's doing a version of that. So Nosferatu at the end of 2024 and 2025, you're getting Frankenstein. And then next year you're getting a werewolf movie from Robert Eggers, right? So like, it's kind of like they're doing like the Universal Monsters kind of type of characters, right?
I think that's the other vampire movie.
The vampire's assistant. Yeah. Okay.
I've heard about that, but I haven't seen
Cirque du Freak. Okay. Is he in that one?
That's the
so that's then he's in.
That's how far back.
Is that a Nicolas Cage movie?
2009. So it makes sense.
No, that's Vampire's Kiss.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He's not in Vampire's Assistant either.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no.
There's the Disney one that Jay Baruchel's in or whatever.
Yeah,
that's a magician's. That's a magician's assistant. That's what you're thinking of. A magician's apprentice or something like that. That's the one you're thinking of. I think with Nicholas Cage, Jay Baruchel, right? Sorcerer's Apprentice. That's it. We got there, guys.
Yeah. Good job, everyone. That was
you know what we're talking about.
Team effort.
That's the Nicolas Cage one. Yeah. So, anyways.
You forget how many films fucking William Dafoe's in, man.
Oh yeah,
that was only 2009.
Especially this year. He's been on fire this year, man. Last 2 years.
I mean, he's got a few more years left.
Well, it's one of those things that where everyone all of a sudden just fascinated, like they just forgot about him. It seemed like, and then it was just like, not that he's always been working, but it's just he's been like with all the new interesting directors, like everyone's working with him right now, like and older ones and big, like oh yeah. He was in Beetlejuice. He was in that Kinds of Kindness movie.
For that kind of shit in that sense. Like he's got that like
Willem Dafoe. He's like been in everything this year. Like he's Saturday Night. He was in that the Saturday Night Live movie. Yeah,
he's been in all kinds too. He kind of like, I mean, he's going all the way back to 1980.
So, anyways, there you go, guys. You got 3 different reviews there, and I think all varying degrees, honestly, of how much you enjoyed it. Honestly.
I'm gonna watch it with it's the first horror film I get the girlfriend I ever watched. Or kind of.
I think she'll be fine with that one. It's not very scary.
Well, I watched it on my own and I didn't say anything yet, but if she sees this, then she'll know. But I mean, I want to go with her because she said she'd go and check it out, and I think that one would be an all right one for her to see. If she likes it or not is one thing,
right?
You know, I sent her the trailer of Julie's video, and she was like, "What the fuck are you guys watching this week?"
The trailer for Giuseppe. Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, I'm sorry to hear you didn't love it as much as you were hoping to there, Max. Yeah, that's a shame. I enjoyed it.
Short.
I love lovey-dovey fucking movies and fucking vampire movies.
Okay, here
what it is.
This is interesting about you. I did not know this.
I fucking watch The Notebook. Leave me alone.
No, just about vampire stuff.
I love vampire stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
The stuff that he has interest in makes him just as big of a geek as I am. He always like talks crap about it.
He's such an anomaly.
And when you boil it down to it, he's always watching superhero. He watches more superhero shows. Like I don't even watch the superhero show.
Yeah.
You like Star Trek.
I know, but yeah, he always talks crap like about like the stuff that he likes. It's hilarious.
I'm the coolest nerd out there.
It was like the time on Late Night Chat though. He had him and Rob on, or maybe it was Rob on with us. And he was kind of saying, "Oh yeah, I'm not really into that stuff." And then like I started going down the list of shows that he's watching currently. I'm like, "Oh, do you like this one? Yeah, that's based on a comic. Do you like this one? Yeah, that's a comic." I did the same thing to him one time.
Shattered your whole fucking idea.
He's like, "The Boys is a comic."
Fucking moron. Yeah, of course it's a comic.
There's all kinds. This guy's telling me about what is it, Vertigo? I had no fucking idea that was even a comic book fucking thing.
Company. Vertigo. It's like the adult. It's like V for Vendetta. Like it's like
all the adult.
DC comic book line.
Oh, okay.
It's
the Hitchcock movie.
It was DC Comics like mature comic book line. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
Anyways, okay, so that's Nosferatu there. Another piece of kind of news like related to movies we wanted to talk about here. I think he's a big deal, this guy. I don't know. No.
It's funny. Once you say the films and stuff, I probably know which one. You mention it all the time, right? But yeah.
No, you want to hear something here?
No, but I mean the films. We've probably talked.
No,
we've never even done a review.
I've only watched one of this guy's movies, and now I'm taking it upon myself because of this most recent news with David Lynch dying at age 78. I'm actually going to be taking the next month or two to actually be watching some of his stuff and check out our first Letterboxd late night Letterboxd show, because I will be talking about some of the stuff I have been watching of his already on that show. I'll tease that out right now. But yeah, David Lynch died. He was 78 years old. He died when he fled from the LA fires, and he had emphysema for the past year. He's been homebound. He couldn't leave his house. And he was on oxygen. He had emphysema, and he couldn't leave his home. He had to flee from his LA home, and he ended up dying as a result. I guess he wasn't well to be traveling and miss stuff. Plus,
plus all that fog, smoke,
right? And he had emphysema. He's been struggling with it for the past year. During COVID, they basically said to him, because this guy smoked like a chimney, right? Fuck, so this guy, this guy, he during COVID, because of the COVID, he basically was stayed at home and wasn't able to leave after that because he was diagnosed with all that kind of stuff. So
if he got COVID, he'd fucking die.
And then he was talking about maybe trying to do stuff from his home because he just loved making movies and stuff so much.
Sad.
And then this happened, right? So how about you? How about your experience with this guy? Did anybody want to?
I haven't seen a single fucking movie. I know who he is, and I know the legacy, and I should watch some of the I have stuff of his on my watch list I had prior to this even, but I know of Eraserhead, I know of Blue Velvet, I know of Mulholland Drive, but I haven't seen any of them.
I watched Mulholland Drive for the first time a year ago.
Yeah,
that's the only movie of his I've really seen. I've wanted to watch Blue Velvet for a long time. I've yet to do so. And then, there's Eraserhead. There's Inland Empire.
I looked through the filmography, and I'm like, I don't actually know a bunch.
He did The Elephant Man.
Yeah,
I am kind of aware of that one.
Yeah, he did big movies, and honestly, Twin Peaks, which is one of his biggest.
I've heard of.
It's the TV series. They did the whole series. That was a huge.
I don't know that.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was TV first, or probably first. No.
So I've always been fascinated by his stuff, but I'm not a huge fan of surrealism. I feel like and his stuff is it's
all surrealist.
Yeah. So I have a problem sometimes if I don't understand something, it'll either do one of two things where I don't easily accept it. I need to know what the meaning is behind stuff. And apparently he hated people like that I would ask him questions about what the meaning was behind something that
meant as a fuck you to people like you.
So, so there's that.
Okay.
And then there's also sometimes I'll go down the rabbit hole of trying to figure out the meaning of something. I won't be able to let it go.
Yeah.
So that's my problem with it's not that I really hate it. It's just I know it's going to go in one of those. Either I will dislike it because I don't understand it, or I'm not satisfied because I don't understand it, and then it takes me down a rabbit hole of me trying to figure out what the meaning of something is.
Right.
And that's why I haven't really gravitated to his stuff really. Even though as much as I feel like I would be interested in his stuff. But I'm gonna take it upon myself now.
I do like the surrealist,
right?
Stuff. So I have the same kind of mindset of what the fuck did that mean? But whatever, I can let go of it more easily. I feel like when you just realize that it's supposed to be surrealist.
Well, I was having this conversation with somebody the other day, and they're like, "It's you have to accept, you have to take something away from it, and then you just have to accept that's your interpretation of it. You have to
suspend disbelief."
Right.
Yeah.
So he's and when he said that to me, I'm like, yeah, you're right, and I guess I have to go into this knowing that I'm not going to understand everything, because even the most biggest Lynch fans I heard don't understand everything that he was doing in most of his stuff. Right. How about you, Max? Any experience with him?
I've known about him for the longest time, but I never really took the time to see too many of his films. I've only seen Eraserhead.
There's a lot of shorts,
which is body horror, which is not really my thing. So, but that's on my list, sort of.
Body horror. Maybe
it's sort of listed
maybe under. A little bit. Maybe there's a little bit of that. It's I think it was his first film he made.
So
might have been
this black and white, very shoebox kind of movie. Yeah, it was interesting. Very weird movie. Did not expect that the movie was what it was. I also saw the first 25 minutes of the Dune movie he made. He made Dune.
That's right.
I know about that, but
with Sting and all that, and
Sting.
Yeah, and Kyle MacLachlan and all those guys, and that's one of his,
which is all his stuff. Yeah, Laura Dern was in a lot of his stuff. Kyle MacLachlan, of course.
I saw it like a week after I saw Dune Part 2, so it's kind of just like, it was so interesting, this sort of like weird, like,
probably jarring too, right?
A little bit, but I kind of want to go back to it. It's just interesting when you have like the 80s technology. How do you portray like force fields and all this shit, and like you know how they do it in the new ones, how they did it in the old one. It's very interesting, like the technology. Like,
I don't know if you know this, a quick little interesting piece of trivia about that. You know what film he turned down to do that movie, right?
No.
The Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, really?
He turned down doing The Empire Strikes Back to go out and do Dune.
Probably for the best, honestly.
I agree. I agree, but that's crazy. Like, think of like the direction his career. I mean, it's not like he wasn't successful, but like that is so strange. Like, it may have ruined Star Wars. I'm sorry. I mean, maybe it would have made it more interesting. I don't know. I just don't see that. Like, I think that's pretty crazy. Like, honestly, and I haven't really even, maybe I'm not right to speak on it because I haven't seen a lot of his work, right? But just like from what I've heard of his stuff, like he's done a lot, but
a lot of shorts and videos and stuff like that.
In his later years, like the last like 15 years or so, mostly shorts. He
has a really, really cool cameo at the end of the Fablemans.
I've heard of this. It's
really nice. It's actually really dope. Like, I really like that movie too.
Because he's playing a director.
He's playing John Ford.
Yes, who
Spielberg like ended up meeting early on in his career.
And he's like he's kind of a dick or something. I heard in it, right?
Watch it.
I've heard. I need to watch that. Still, it's on my watch list.
Yeah, it's a good one.
But
all those movies I want to see. Blue Velvet and Elephant Man and Mulholland Drive. Did you like Mulholland Drive? Or
it's fucking weird, man, but in a good way. Like I gave it on Letterboxd
on like the best movies of like the 2000s or whatever.
Yeah.
After you did Eraserhead,
I always see that movie pop up.
That
Dune.
After he did Eraserhead. No, that they offered him that's when they had the chance to do the Return of the Jedi or whatever it is.
Oh, Eraserhead is also one of
just after that.
Eraserhead was also one of Kubrick's favorite movies.
Sure.
So like Lynch prided himself on that. I remember seeing a video where he was so happy when he found out that.
So I've tried to watch Twin Peaks before, and
I've never seen that either.
So I tried to watch it before, and I didn't really get it at the time. But apparently, like it's like not apparently, it's purposely supposed to be like kind of like a schlocky, like a soap opera type of like it's basically him doing like a soap opera with a murderer and who killed Laura Palmer, the girl. At the first episode, you find out this girl, a young girl, has been killed. And then it
like missing or something.
No, she's found like washed up, like or like on the beach or something like that, and she's dead. And basically, the whole show is centered around them trying to figure out who murdered her. And then Kyle MacLachlan or whatever his name is there, he's the cop who comes to the town that's investigating her murder. Like he's called in, like he's like an FBI guy or something like that to investigate it. So the whole time you're learning about this small town of Twin Peaks and how this one of those towns where like everybody knows each other and everyone's got secrets.
Right.
So there's so many things that have copied that since then. Like, you know, the show Riverdale?
Yes.
It's basically a ripoff of Twin Peaks. Like the whole thing is centered around a murder the first season.
Okay.
And everybody in the town's like a townie type of person. And they're one of the moms in the show is one of the people from Twin Peaks that's on the Riverdale.
Okay.
So there's so many things that have taken inspiration from Lynch that I haven't even realized because I've never really watched a lot of his stuff, right? Like, sorry, go ahead.
Fans or did you guys watch Atlanta? Donald Glover show?
Yeah.
I've only seen a couple episodes, but I like it.
I watched the whole thing.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Apparently David Lynch's filmmaking is like a huge influence on that movie. Like how on that series, how all these like weird, unexplainable
I
shit
could see that
is happening.
I could see that.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Atlanta.
Yeah, it's really good. It's Childish Gambino there. Donald Glover.
He makes like a series about like a rapper, up and coming rapper, like who's his cousin or whatever.
That makes sense now you mentioned that. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because there's a lot of weird
shit that's happening. Apparently, that's all like from David Lynch.
Check it out.
So yeah, he's influenced many, and one of the more interesting things I've been is just learning about him, seeing all the clips of him, watching people talk about him. I watched like all like actors and stuff like issue statements on him, like how much they meant to him and stuff like that. I mean, I hate when this shit happens. Another big deal too is the fact that he is one of their one of the greater American directors that's died out, and there's going to be a bunch of them that are going to be dying soon. Like honestly, like Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood is like 90 something. Like Scorsese's up there. Like there's going to be a lot of great American film. Coppola that we've talked about recently a lot. Like
actors and directors.
like, yeah, no, I know, but like the directors, like there's going to be a lot of big ones that are going to be coming up in these next like, few years.
We're going to
honestly.
get that transition period. I think we're going to
Yeah.
get that big transition
Right.
period for all of us. I mean, for the next generation, it's just going to teach them something different. But I mean, hopefully these films and stuff that these legacies these guys left behind, and if they're taking inspiration and putting it into to other stuff, then you know what, these guys have left a legacy behind, right? If that's what happens.
He's like a multi hyphenate too. Like he makes music. I think he scored a lot of his movies. I think he's also a painter. Like he's just he was just an artist.
He's an artist all the way around. That's what it sounds like.
An artist. Yeah,
like even like shorts too are
and
are
unfortunate
fun
way
to watch.
Unfortunate circumstance and how he died. That's really sad to hear. I didn't know that's how he passed away.
Yeah, so there's been like a lot of like great footage out there that people have been posting, like clips of him talking, and I love that stuff. Like, he's such an interesting guy. Nicolas Cage told the story about him because he worked with him at Wild at Heart, which is apparently a really good movie. Him and Laura Dern.
Okay.
And there's a clip of him talking about him that's been floating around, and he does an impression. Everyone does a David Lynch impression because his voice is very high pitched. But
got a great haircut.
Too. Yeah. The Eraserhead kind of the poster is kind of like almost like a Lynchian. Like it looks like him, right? That's a term too, Lynchian. Like people use that term, like about like weird and surrealist, like kind of stuff. They're like, oh, this is very Lynchian. Like that's in the zeitgeist. That's a word that people use to describe like certain weird stuff, like in films and stuff like that, right? That doesn't you don't necessarily know the meaning behind, right? But Mulholland Drive, though, you should definitely check that out. But I think from what I've heard now, that's like going into the deep end, watching that as your first thing, because it's so like very bizarre, even compared to some of his other stuff. Like,
you want to watch them in the order they were released,
probably. But that's a good one too. So yeah, definitely.
Lost Highway. Lost Highway is another one that
It scares me with the whole death thing that you say, because I mean, he says he's a very avid coffee drinker. I was reading.
Oh yeah, smoker, coffee drinker. Yeah,
and I'm thinking, fuck, man. I mean,
in Twin Peaks,
I'm gonna be using fucking oxygen soon. Fuck.
In Twin Peaks, there's a whole Kyle MacLachlan character is like obsessed with coffee. Like there's a line where he's like, "That's a good damn cup of coffee." Like he kind of like he's like.
Also reboot that, or like they did a sequel recently of that show.
So
they brought it back.
So there's 2 seasons, and then there's a film called Fire Walk with Me, and then they brought it back like 20 years later or something.
You seen all of it?
No. I haven't seen. Like I said, I started watching it, and maybe I watch more. We'll talk about it on Late Night Letter. Yes, I watched the first season recently. I watched the first season of Twin Peaks. Yeah.
So Twin Peaks just makes me sometimes think of other things.
Did you see that show?
Probably when it was in the 80s.
Right here.
Yeah, but those are mountains, not peaks. What was I saying? Hey, sorry, you threw me right off there with that.
Like were you aware of that show when it was coming out? Like,
yeah,
I mean,
it was.
And all that
it was in the 80s.
No, 90. I think 90 it came out.
Yeah. Like it was in that time frame when a lot of people were watching sitcoms.
Well, you know, this is a guy that people were talking about. This is a guy that people were talking about like while he was alive. It's not like he's just dying and now people are like, oh,
I've heard. Lynch, I swear, I've heard the name millions of times. Like from not like I always think
often
it's Nico
talked about
Nico talks about directors a lot that I know, because you know a lot of names more than I do.
Sure, but like I said, this is a big this is a big spot for me where I haven't. This is why like I hate when this stuff happens, but it also sometimes will motivate me to be like, okay, I should really go check this guy's films out finally.
Yeah, I feel kind of guilty though that's the motivation. Sometimes.
But that's what I mean. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. And I think that like, but then I also saw somebody commented on it online saying like, they're so glad that this happened in a way because now she has so many other people to talk about his films with that are experiencing them for the first time. To get more people on the conversation of what was your interpretation of this kind of thing. Like I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of interesting too, right? Like it kind of sucks that sometimes people have to pass for us to appreciate them in that sense, right? But their art will live on forever. But that's what I mean. Yeah, their art will live on forever, right? So like that's really cool. Like I like that part of it.
The legacy lives on in the art,
and that's the thing too.
Everybody can take that from anybody can take that from it, right? Like I mean any sort of art.
Look at our fucking weird legacy we're making right now.
No, exactly.
Look at this legacy.
What is this weird shit we're doing?
No, but that's where I was going with that. I mean, it's like with this, I call it. I've always said to Nico,
this is a video diary,
right, or a time capsule in a sense too, right?
Absolutely,
but
time capsule.
I mean, even just for us, like even if it's not. But it'll always be there for people if they want. They can always check it out and check what our talk was about compared to like maybe something 20 years from now. If this, once we're old and dead, like once our legacies are gone, I mean, Julie with the art, it's kind of I mean, but we all have that art. It's even if it's having to go through and restudy these movies and rewatch them and talk. We're all trying to figure out. It's just art in general. And he's inspired everything. In
absolutely,
that sense, right?
Yeah.
Like shorts are like videos that we do in that sense.
Well, like Max said, like he was all those things, a painter and a filmmaker and a musician, and like that's great.
Using their whole brain.
His albums, albums that he put together, but I'll leave with this though. The last thing I want to say about him is I mentioned it already about him being like an American filmmaker, and they're going to be losing a lot of them in the coming years.
Oh yeah.
I heard. I mean, I can't take credit for this. I heard someone else talking about this, which really kind of brought that realization on me, and then I thought about the most recent like roundtable videos that they're doing with all of the people that are nominated for awards and stuff like that. They're good, but if you watch one of those, almost no American filmmakers on those panels, like directors. There's a French one. There's a whatever. Like fucking,
he's got that Frenchy look to him when he's got the fucking scarf around him in the older pictures.
Cool. Oh, Lynch. David Lynch. Yeah. No, but they're all like a lot of European directors and a lot of people like, which is good. It's good to get different types of voices and different types of perspectives and stuff like that, and like people from other countries and stuff that are doing stuff. It's just, but and there's a lot of American filmmakers too, still. But like, there's going to be so many, I think, big ones that we've seen so many films from that are going to be, we're going to be seeing.
We know,
on
this side end of the world. But
so like this was a big deal for people that he died, right? And I think the next one, honestly, in terms of his age, but who the hell knows? I hope he lives for longer. Is like everyone's talking about is Clint Eastwood, who just came out with a big movie called Juror Number 2 this past year, starring Nicholas Hoult, that is apparently getting a lot of praise.
That's his.
Apparently, that's very good. Yeah,
wow.
Clint Eastwood did that, but he's like 90 something years old right now, I think. So like it's
he's in pretty decent. Knock on wood, but he's in.
That's insane though. This guy's still making art, like making movies. That's great. That's great to see.
Some people are completely there until they just body shuts off on them, bro. Some people are there, mind and soul and everything, right to the end. So it just happens, man. And you can do this kind of stuff.
What happens to these old guys when they retire? Sometimes they just kick off.
That's why they don't retire.
Yeah.
I always said that I'm going to die. I'm going to die on my work floor, man.
Yeah, he's 94 years old right now.
Fuck.
And he just brought out a movie that is getting all this like attention that is recently like
Shatter.
I kind of want to watch that actually, that Nicholas Hoult Juror Number 2 movie. Yeah, I've heard good things about it.
Nicholas Hoult stands on this show.
He's had a good year.
We love him.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just noticing that he's in a lot of shit that we're talking about today.
Yeah, he's also in Mad Max, a movie that you shit on relentlessly.
I did. Yes, I did.
Mad Max Fury Road.
He was probably the best part of the movie, to be honest.
It's a glorious day to die. Anyway, I'm never letting it down, Julie.
I don't care. It's a bit. It's an ongoing bit.
Oh my god!
Any other comments about David Lynch passing though?
I have to check out some more things, really. And to be honestly, rest in peace. Anybody that's gonna, any sort of, director and actor or whatever we're gonna lose. It'll be nice because in a sense, you got to remember it's a part of life, and then we're somebody else is gonna come and fill that position. Maybe not as good, maybe different. Maybe in a whole new aspect of things, right? I mean, you don't know where this.
I think he's one of those originals, to be honest.
I understand, but they're going to take something
sort
from
of a
it.
One of a kind.
Yeah,
they'll take something from it and use it to, and maybe blend it into their own because they've had to have watched it, especially.
He'll inspire
anybody that
does.
He
has. I mean,
he'll continue to.
Yeah.
I've met a couple of people who've told me that David Lynch is their favorite filmmaker. So
I think Miles
definitely has he definitely has his followers. And hey, more to come, I guess, now that he's passed.
Yeah. All right, there you go. So let's get into our last topic of the episode here is the Oscar predictions, which I believe those are happening right now. Are those on tonight or no?
I don't think they'd be on during the football game.
No, they're in a couple weeks.
Perfect. So we're actually gonna I was in my head, I was like, are we gonna be doing this when it actually it's on the air? Okay.
No, they just announced the nominations like this week. And
that's why I thought it was this Sunday for whatever reason. Okay. And I've also seen like all the slew of like movie review people all giving their predictions. Of course, it's because they just announced it. Okay.
People bet on these, by the way.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. But yeah, why don't we get into those now? So going really off of the website, the official website here, I'm going to go through the categories here, and then we'll go around the table. We'll start with Max and down the line here.
Do you want to announce the nominees?
Yeah. Here we go. So we'll start off with Best Picture here. Okay, there's a big one, and we'll start with Max, and then JT, Julie, and then back to me here as I announce the next one. Okay, Best Picture. First off, you got Enora, then you got The Brutalist, then you got A Complete Unknown, then you got Conclave, then you got Dune Part 2, and then you got Emilia Perez, I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys, The Substance, and Wicked. And if you guys can maybe, if you are going to just throw your prediction out here as well, try to maybe even give some context to be like, I may have seen this film, I haven't seen any of these films, kind of like, you're right, so we kind of know where you're coming from with it as well too. If there's a reasoning maybe why you're taking whatever pick you're taking, or if you're just taking a pick just cause, right? So go ahead, Max.
So of these 10 movies, I've only seen 3 of them. Honora, Dune Part 2, and The Substance. And like Honora and Dune Part 2 are like, I think we had the same like ranking in our
1 and 2, yeah,
1 and 2, right?
Yeah.
So the other ones I've not seen, so I can't really tell you. What I would want to win, of course, is Honora, because that's just my favorite. But I haven't seen The Brutalist,
right?
And I haven't seen. I know you said you like Conclave, right?
I'll just tell you right now, I don't think it's gonna win. I liked it a lot. I thought it was a really good film. Yeah. Did you end up watching it now, Jay? Or? Yeah.
Have you guys seen The Brutalist?
I have not.
So that's.
But that's and Nadine saw it and they didn't like it.
They didn't like it.
Interesting.
Okay. No.
Because that's getting a lot of like that's like
half-hour movie.
That's like the Oscar. Oh no, but there has been a recent development. I don't know if you heard about this. Apparently now a lot of people are criticizing it because it was revealed that they used AI for some of the environments. So this is the newest news that just came out this week. Apparently it was revealed that they used AI for some of the environments, the backgrounds of the film,
right?
And now they might be on the shit list in terms of like they're not going to win awards
like a
now.
Rule? You can't use AI.
It's just frowned upon right now, and like
we haven't moved forward yet. We haven't got far
enough. It's maybe not that big a deal.
Some people that are on the Academy that would vote for this though are going to snub it now as a result of that. From what I've been hearing, I
personally think this is just based on hearsay,
right?
Like, just based on the rumblings. I think it'll either be that movie, The Brutalist, Conclave, or Emilia Perez. I think it's like a three-way race between.
And you're gonna pick what? Because let's tally these and like come back in March with it. All right.
I want Honora to win.
Okay, so that's your prediction, Honora.
No, I don't think it's gonna win, but I want it to.
Okay,
win. But of the 3, it's hard for me to say.
Throw something out there because in March
I'll go Conclave.
Conclave. Wow. Okay, Conclave. That is also an Oscar baity type movie, though. It is.
I hear a lot of people on Twitter are shitting on Emilia Perez because apparently it's not a very good movie.
And there's no Mexican people in there, something, even though it's about it or something like that. Also, I don't know. That's what I heard something about that.
There's also like an LGBT kind of angle on it, which I know the Academy loves to eat up.
No, but I heard it's like not a good movie. Like people are really like shitting on it right now. Like they're like, it doesn't deserve the praise that it's getting.
So I don't know if that is enough for it to win, like the angle, but then it's not. Maybe it's like, I don't know, maybe it won't win because of that. So I think I'm just gonna pick a safe pick and I'll just say Conclave, even though I haven't seen it. You should see it though. I want to. I want to. All right, Jay.
So I've seen what 1, 2, 3.
Oh, just quickly, I'm so shocked that The Substance even got a Best Picture nom, because that is not a movie I would ever think.
This is amazing for this movie. Amazing for this movie. Body horror movies in the Best Picture category.
You know what?
Pool got an Oscar nom.
Yeah. But fantastic. It's so cool though. It's so cool.
No, it's cool. I like that happened. But
it was on my top 5 last year. Just saying.
Well, yeah.
Shocked that happened.
Number 5. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah. So the Nora one was good. I like that one. That was interesting. I mean, what movie does when it starts off just like that? I mean, what movie?
You're a horn dog.
Best Picture, but I mean, when most of it's just the same thing over again. I don't know if it have for Best Picture, but also the Conclave, that was really well directed and well.
You saw it?
Yeah,
Conclave?
man.
Okay.
Yeah, you got some great actors in there too, and picture wise, you know what? They did a pretty good job of recreating some in that Roman and not that Rome, but in the Catholic Church and stuff like that. They did a really good
papacy.
Yeah, and when they are picking the new pope and stuff like that.
You know that because they're not allowed to film in there, they had to recreate a lot of that kind of stuff for the film. Yeah, the director talked about it on one of those roundtables. Yeah. It's actually pretty interesting. I was like,
you're not allowed to film.
No,
yeah. Right. So
quite amazing how they did that. Yeah.
But I mean,
like those are sets that they actually built for the purpose of doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. When you were saying about that other one, about this AI thing, I wanted to just touch on that thing. I mean, people just haven't really moved in. I mean, you're not going to stop what's going to happen now. I mean, obviously it's already out there and we're all getting all these beta programs and all this crap like that. It's out there. It's just it's going to start coming more into the norm, and it might more be accepted eventually in some sort of weight on the in the Oscars.
Right.
I'm not 100% sure how much.
A lot of people in Hollywood are frowning upon it though because of the loss of work, loss of jobs.
Like that's
what it all boils down to. It's not that people don't think it's interesting or want to play
design.
around with it.
Yeah, that can bite them back.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I would have said the Brutalist, but now that you mentioned that, I'm thinking like
that just came out. That news apparently. Yeah,
I actually think the Brutalist is probably like the one that I'm hearing about the most.
I'll tell you right now, if that doesn't stop it from like winning, I think I would have taken that too. Yeah. But once I heard that, I'm like, I don't think it's gonna win now because that news. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, what do you think is gonna
win? I'm still thinking either Conclave. You know what, man? I don't know. I've seen pieces of Wicked, which I think could be a best picture. Could be a best picture. No. Could be a best picture. Just some of the way stuff is done.
I don't think it will.
I don't think so.
Okay. I mean,
I don't think Dune.
I hope it doesn't.
Okay.
I don't
it's
think
like the KC thing for me.
But hey, even the substance as well.
I don't think Dune will win either.
Substance will win. The fact that it's here though is very cool. I don't think it will win
because I mean, picture wise, we're not talking about the movie in itself, or we're just talking about like how it's laid out and how it's put in perspective.
Demi Moore just won the Golden Globe or whatever for it, right? For her role in that movie. Yeah,
there's a lot of people that did like that.
She beat out Mikey Madison in Honora, which I was really upset about actually. But that's like one of those like her first role in 20 years. Like she's playing an older woman.
I'm not mad at that.
No, neither am I. Neither am I. But I knew that was probably going to happen. But I kind of wished it was Mikey Madison though, because she did a great job.
Now, Honora, yeah, with the whole story of how it's just behind the scene, basically behind the scenes of strip club and and then a lot of really stuff that goes on there. I don't know how much nominations that sort of thing is going to get in that sense from the Academy.
It's on the list.
I see it's on the list. I mean, the list doesn't really matter. They at the end of the day, it boils down to which is the best picture, and it's not. It is all subjective. But I mean.
Also,
it kind of isn't subjective because if they're doing this and they're doing a nomination and there's people voting and there's people that have to.
I get what you're saying. The old guys on the Academy are not going to be like Honora. Yeah.
Dude, but those are the types of people that are going to die off too, when the directors die off.
Yeah.
Right, and then we're going to start seeing a different change. Right.
Yeah.
But
who's even on?
We got to remember.
We don't even know. You're saying it's old people. Who knows? Maybe.
But I mean, it could be young people. Could be different. But
don't they send out these fucking DVDs to a bunch of
screeners? Yeah.
Is that not part of the voting?
That is.
It is.
Okay. What that is. Yeah.
But I'm still saying
who's it being sent to is what I'm.
There are people that
I've
are
just
for
always
the
heard
Academy
that's the case. It's just a bunch of older people that have been around since.
I think people just assume that, but like, who knows who it is?
It's our vision of like what the
white corporate America.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It probably is. I mean,
like
at the end of the day, who knows?
Kind of thing,
Yeah.
But then in that same sense,
it's easy to blame it on the boomers when we don't get the win that we want.
In that same sense, obviously there has been some different influence in the way that they pick things, because there has been a whole like, when there was the Black Oscars, and then there was also like, when all the all the woke kind of subjects where they're like, this is important, this film, and it's like the
we're gonna talk
movie.
about strippers and stuff as
Remember
the best
whole,
movie.
Like La La Land, Moonlight thing.
Oh,
well, like people would probably think that the old white guard would pick La La Land, but it was Moonlight.
Yeah,
one of the best pictures,
right, which is a movie about a gay. Yeah.
That's also coming off the whole like Oscars so white thing. I don't know if that had an influence to do with it, but
yeah.
I mean, like I said, if I'm gonna see anyone win, I'd like to see the Conclave.
So that's your prediction?
That one, I would like to see that one win. Yeah, I'd have
so 2 predictions for Conclave.
For Conclave, right? But I mean, there's a lot of the other ones are good, and I don't mean for them to be up even in the running.
I like
even in the running,
fantastic in it. Yeah,
but even in the running, like to have these guys, some of these like from the bottom up here, just to look at it that way, like if
some good movies.
Yeah, but. They are good movies, but something you wouldn't expect to be on.
Sure,
I mean, they're taking a bit of everything. So they're taking like the Wicked, which is, if I'm not mistaken, it's that fucking.
It's the musical about the book. Yes. It's based off a book, and it's based off of like
the witches.
It's based off the Wizard of Oz. Yeah,
exactly. Right. Yeah. So, and then you're getting a substance which is more of a horror style.
It's also It's also starring Ariana Grande, and it's in the best picture.
You know what I mean? Like,
point that out.
I'm just saying. This is almost like. The academies are becoming they're catering to everybody, and they don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. And we've heard that claim before from somebody that
I'm
might
surprised
be here.
that got nominated.
You know what though? I'm okay with the mix. To your point, there's a mix of things, like you said, the substance. That's a complete surprise. There's a film like Nora in there. You're right. This is a nice. There's some Oscar baity stuff. There's some Oscar baity stuff, and also some like some like Dune Part 2 is here, like which is a very well done movie. I mean, but it's not like Star Wars would be. You know what I mean? Like
the Academy never gives it to those big.
But that's what I mean. But the fact that it's here, it's nominated. That's pretty cool, right?
I remember everyone thought Avatar was going to win Best Picture, and then they give it to like The Hurt Locker or whatever, right? Like they give it to these smaller.
What?
Yeah. You don't remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
That's the way they look at the film.
The Academy gets it wrong a lot of times.
It's not that they get it wrong. It's they look at. I think they got a list to look through, like in a sense of how they got to judge it.
No, the reason why I say they get it wrong sometimes, and that's why these conversations are always interesting. This is the most interesting part about this. It's the stuff that they pick in the moment versus what people still remember years later.
Yeah,
it's retroactively, like you can go back and be like, what the heck? Like this
sometimes they get it right. Sometimes
within the culture, though, it's like movies sometimes people never talk about again, other than the year they came out.
I think
right?
the Conclave it might take it, man.
I really wanted
that's going to be going around forever.
I really wanted Top Gun Maverick to win Best Picture.
It was entertaining.
But I knew it wasn't going to, and then they gave it to Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Of course.
Yeah. So very quickly before we get to Julie's pick, what did you think of the ending of Conclave, though? That was the only thing I'm like,
You know what? Just like with any movie, you gotta be able to nail the ending, and I don't know how much they nail it. Like,
did you see it coming? Because somebody else I had talked to said they saw it coming. I didn't see that coming.
Me, no.
Okay.
No. Right, but
okay,
I mean,
we'll leave it at that. Spoiler free. Okay,
but I mean, like honestly.
Okay. Yeah. Julie?
I think I think it should be. I think it's probably one of those ones that'll be, talked about for years.
It's a great movie. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. It's in my top 10. It was in my top 10 this year.
Yeah. Nora, once it's done the spank bank thing, it's done. You're not gonna have to worry
about That's not true. There's good stuff in that movie.
Well, I mean, there's some good stuff, but I mean, come on.
This is like just my tinfoil hat on. I wouldn't be surprised if they let Conclave win. Just to for positive PR for the Pope.
Appease the church.
Bro, there's always got to be faith, brother.
They gave him, remember they gave Spotlight Best Picture.
Because people are losing faith, bro.
That was dragging the papacy or whatever. Yeah. Now they got to
so that's a line from the movie. They're losing the faith, bro. So you got to have something for people to believe in. So
listen, the Vatican is no joke, bro. They
don't fuck around, don't mess around, bro, with the Vatican. People disappear, literally.
Yeah,
so literally. But yeah,
Julie,
this is a tricky one for me because the only one I've seen on the list is Dune.
You still haven't seen a Nora? I'm surprised.
No, I didn't watch it yet.
Or The Substance?
Nope. The Substance does not interest me at all, just based on everybody else's review of it.
Doesn't mean shit, though.
It's about how gross it is.
Nobody's got the proper stats when it comes to that.
It is kind of gross.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I know, but I don't want food to be fucked up for me for several days, like Max said.
The part that was the chicken wing. Remember the chicken wing?
No, that's the shrimp. Remember?
I heard about
there's chicken wing, but the shrimp part is
out of her leg or whatever.
Yeah.
Remember Dennis Quaid when he's eating the shrimp though?
Oh god,
yeah, it's disgusting. Yeah.
The sound design.
Yeah.
That one will get sound design.
It's like that movie though.
I like it.
I trust you, but it sounds.
I like it.
Gross.
Do you like horror or
no?
Okay, then maybe
no.
Maybe not.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
You're the ones that kind of
love it. Yeah. I can't get enough. I'm
like this is great.
Terrifier 3 and Substance were in my top 5.
No shit.
Not my fucking.
Don't listen to me.
Yeah, this is a tricky one for me to make judgment on at all because literally I've only seen Dune. I know Sean Baker and I know his stuff and I want that win for him for Nora because I like his other stuff.
Right.
So I think that would.
I don't think it'll win.
I don't think it will either. But I think that it's nominated at all is
won the
really
Palme
good.
d'Or too, so
that's
he's
true.
Straight. He doesn't
The Brutalist. I don't know. Now that we have that information,
I really think this is a 3-way race between the Brutalist, Conclave, and Amelia Perez. It's gonna be one of those.
If the AI thing makes no impact, then I'm definitely gonna say Brutalist. But the problem is now that I know that. Now that I know that, I think it's gonna.
It's got an asterisk.
Yeah.
No, but you know what? I don't think it's gonna make that big of an impact.
I said I was gonna say, I mean, she's still telling us her prediction, but I was gonna say, I would say outright, I would have said the Brutalist because of everything I've heard about it, not because I've watched it yet. I'm going to watch it, but not because of that, but because everything I've heard about it is that that's the Oscar movie this year. Like that's going to win the Oscar.
I heard a lot of good things.
Right. But now when I heard the AI thing, I'm like, that might be an issue for it. Yeah. So I don't know.
Well, sometimes people make a bigger deal about that than it needs to be. I remember, what's that Nick Fury show they made on Marvel?
Secret Invasion.
And then people were mad that the opening sequence, the credits were AI. It's like, who cares?
But that's what I mean. They made a big deal about that, and it was a fucking opening sequence to Marvel. This is an Oscar-nominated film.
Well, you know what?
That's all I'm saying.
But that's also a way to push the AI into that Oscar category. And that's, trust me, bro. We're using it everywhere. It's on every sort of platform we have now.
So
we're using it regardless.
When it's involved in the arts.
I understand, but people are losing their jobs regardless.
Arts and sciences,
so let me say one more thing about this. One more note on this.
Yep.
The director was toting how he did so well with the budget that he had for this movie
because of the AI.
And people, when it was not revealed that there was AI in it, were praising him based off this fact.
Okay.
Yeah. So
then it was revealed that there was AI in it.
So he lied from the beginning. So that might screw him up.
It's not that he lied. It's more so I don't feel like he acknowledged this fact because knowing that people were gonna be like this.
I mean, but right. I mean, it's his art, so he doesn't need to.
I mean, I guess they'd have to get into the finer details about what was actually used. If it was just like a little touch up here and there, then I'm okay with it. But if it was like the whole thing,
right?
Yeah, like if they let AI create,
this is kind of like the hip hop, like is ghostwriters allowed kind of thing. Like if it was just a liner here, but did he write your whole verse? Like, then it's like, oh, okay, then we can't give you props now, like, because you know what I mean. Like,
so what's your prediction?
This is the thing is I don't know anything about some of these other movies. I've not even heard of fucking I'm Still Here. I don't know anything about it.
I don't know any of those. That's
the Nickel Boys. No fucking idea.
I've heard good things about Nickel Boys.
But I've heard something about I'm Still Here. What movie was that? Like
there's
I swear I've seen a trailer.
That's what you're thinking about when he's a rapper.
That's such a good movie, bro. I love that's a
I thought you were thinking. That's what I was thinking about.
No, I think it was more of a romance for some reason.
And he's acting like Andy Kaufman-esque. He's
he
goes on the. That's where I got my persona from.
Yeah.
I was basing it off of that. The Deekster. That was what that was based off of. Was that?
Good.
I love that picture.
That was good. It's not going to be Wicked.
Diddy was really funny in that. Just
it's not going to be The Substance.
It was really funny. I know we're not allowed to like praise him, but he was so funny.
It's not going to be a Nora. Conclave, I've heard good shit about. I don't know what a complete unknown is either.
What do you mean? That's
Bob Dylan.
I haven't had a chance to watch that yet.
I want to watch it.
I feel like it's
that one's not gonna get it.
Oh, you hate.
Are you serious?
I just want to point out Chalamet's in 2 of these films.
I saw.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is crazy. That one's not gonna get it.
I just don't think they really give it out to biopics like that.
Like that.
No, that's what I mean.
It's just like the run of the mill shit. Like,
hey, our boy's playing Bruce Springsteen in the movie. Did you hear?
Which one?
Timothy?
No, buddy from The Bear. That's my boy. Actually, Shameless
I was
guy.
Gonna say the Shameless guy.
Oh, Jeremy Allen White.
Yeah, he's playing in a biopic right now.
Oh my God.
They're filming it. They're filming it right now.
Stop with the biopic
shit. I don't see Bruce in that guy. What?
I don't even.
No, he looks like him. Yes,
really?
yes.
Is he even Italian?
They've done him up pretty good. Yeah, he is. He's Italian.
Oh fuck!
He plays Italians. I don't know if he's actually Italian.
Hey, are they gonna show his ass?
He looks like fucking
always in the back.
Willy
They're always
Wonka.
showing the tight jeans, like the
Chalamet was Willy Wonka, not him.
Wilder,
I don't know.
Gene Wilder. He looks like Gene Wilder.
Yeah. Well, they've said that he should play him because of that. Yeah.
All
right, come on. Prediction. Considering it off of 5.
Philadelphia Eagles.
Throw one out there.
Philadelphia.
Should go the long ball. Go with the Dylan one because you know what? Everybody.
I mean, everything we said there.
I'm gonna go against the grain and go Brutalist.
Okay. Okay.
Because
it probably will happen.
That's coming from a photographer, from a fucking.
This is like the last glimmer of hope in me went out.
Can I ask you something?
They're gonna fucking.
If the Eagles lose the Super Bowl, are you still gonna wear that?
Fuck yeah, I am.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah.
She's just a rule breaker. This one.
Okay.
Yeah,
so Conclave.
I'm gonna wear it all year to piss off JT.
Even in the summertime.
Yeah.
So I've seen 4 of the movies here. I've seen The Substance. Crazy that it's here. That's great. Not going to win. Dune Part 2. I think
it's good.
I mean, I think this should win, but this is a movie that never wins. It's a movie that never wins, though, is the problem.
Maybe they break the mold here.
But it's a sequel. I feel like the sequels never really get their
The only
day.
time I think a sequel won was Godfather Part 2 and Return of the King,
Okay.
Lord of the Rings, yeah.
Can I ask you a question,
Which
though?
is
But
that
when it
big
becomes
budget
AI and CGI, how big of a difference of a leap is that?
CGI
really?
is actual
CGI
artists
is artists using
computers.
Computer.
But
Which
a
you could
computer
argue,
using a computer.
You could argue that
it
those
is
artists
the early
using,
AI.
It is
you
an
can,
early
you
version.
yeah, but I was saying, like, with the CGI, you could argue that these artists who are doing all this stuff is taking work away from the actors performing that same stuff. So where does the end?
CGI has got more human involvement, though.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I guess so. Yeah, you put people in.
Well, someone had to write.
AI is any asshole can put a prompt into it and it will
had
generate.
To create the AI, right?
So, I guess. Give it to that guy.
And Conclave is excellent. And Anora,
I don't want to give it to Conclave again.
Here's the thing. I'm going to give like a max answer here. I want Anora to win.
Yeah.
But even despite the AI thing, I didn't just say this to throw people off my prediction. I will give it to Brutalist, but if it doesn't win, I guarantee you it's because of this AI thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Brutalist, even though I haven't seen it, but because of all the hype that this has gotten, maybe it'll sustain it as a result of this news. But this just came out, and I think it's going to taint it. Absolutely.
I'm going to have to watch more of this stuff to make it more informed.
But I want Anora to win. If Anora wins, I'll be very happy. But I don't think so.
I'm going to go on a mission to watch more of these so I have a better understanding of what the nominees are.
I think that's why I've been hearing a lot more about the AI thing, too. Maybe because they had brought it up about the Brutalist and stuff. Because
it's big news.
On AM radio.
Right.
I listen to a lot of when they do those entertainment shows and all that stuff. And
right.
Technology shows. And they bring that up. That's why I feel like it might not be such a bad thing that they put it in there and they brought up the news beforehand, but we'll have to see, right?
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, I know we all lose jobs, man, at the end of the day. So, I mean, at the end, if they've banked their money properly, they're good. But if not, then, we're screwed. We'll all out of a job. We'll have our own robots or maybe our own AIs doing our shit for us, and we can have a seamless life.
So, okay, so that's best picture category.
Can I tell you guys a quick thing? And you guys can
I don't want to work anymore.
You guys can edit this out if you want to. Last year, so we were just talking about this off screen. You know how you can like bet who's gonna win the best picture, like gamble, like or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, all that betting shit.
So last year, I just had a very like underlying suspicion. I'm like, Oppenheimer was the movie everyone was saying was gonna win, but I'm like, no way Hollywood gives best picture to a movie that about the atomic bomb or whatever, like something that grim, right?
Right.
So I'm thinking like, maybe they would have given it to like Maestro. Remember that Bradley Cooper movie?
Yeah.
So I was really considering like betting for it because it was the underdog. Like I think it was like
Oppenheimer won though.
Plus 10,000. Yeah, it did, which shocked me. I was like, oh wow, it actually did win.
Yeah,
like I just didn't think the subject matter was like gonna translate with the Academy or whatever.
They didn't glorify it though in the film. Like I get what you're saying. Like they did to a certain extent about like the excitement of the science and behind dropping the bomb and everything else.
I always feel like Oscars, they always go for the cutesy.
It is history, yeah.
They always go for the cutesy, comfortable kind of thing, right? And so that's why I was kind of shocked.
Sure,
like, it deserved to win of all those movies.
But then on that account, I mean, you should really take in. I mean, they should take it to the. Think that if they're gonna do it like that, and they want something like that for something that's got to do with history, I mean, you're gonna see something like the Conclave really be in there for the running, bro, because
it sort of opens the door for stuff. Yeah,
that's gonna be.
Yeah.
I think you guys might be right. I it might win.
It's a hot topic,
very good,
especially with the Pope and all that stuff, and them.
And sometimes these Oscars, like they kind of throw you off. Like it was like, whoa, that one. Like I remember when Shape of Water when I was like,
so I mean,
it's a great movie.
And Substance,
I just rewatched that like a week ago. I love that movie.
I never seen that.
I didn't think it was gonna win.
What?
Yeah, the Guillermo del Toro, or the person bangs a fish. No, I'm good.
It's great. Great.
What?
Yeah,
but you know what? You haven't seen it either.
What's it called?
Shape of Water.
Somebody bangs a fish.
But you know what it is?
No, I'll watch it eventually.
But it's supposed to be.
It's Abe Sapien from Hellboy.
It is. I fucking love him. Doug Jones is great. He might be the greatest actor of all time, in my opinion. I love Doug Jones. It's
and
a
you
retelling.
Don't like Mad Max.
No,
what?
No.
Did you like that movie?
I fucking love that movie. It was a retelling of the story of.
She liked the sequel more. Though.
That's true. It was a retelling of was it Swamp Thing? trying to remember what the fucking
Swamp Thing.
It was.
The creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yes,
Black
the
Lagoon.
creature from the Black Lagoon. It was supposed to be a twist on like, what if the love interest from that movie got.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely in Guillermo del Toro's wheelhouse. I know.
That's fucking great.
Yeah, I know.
What a great twist on it. Oh shit! What happened?
No, it's okay.
Max
has been doing it too all the time, so it's okay.
Okay, so best director category.
Anyway,
best director. All right, Max, start us off. The nominees are Sean Baker for Honora, Brady Corbet for The Brutalist, James Mangold for A Complete Unknown. Wow, that's crazy. He's good, but like I'm surprised. Jacques Audiard for Emilia Perez and Coralie Farragut for The Substance.
Okay, so I think this of all the nominees, and I kind of ran through them all. Like this is the one that's the most like, wow, they didn't nominate Denis Villeneuve for Dune Part 2.
Yeah, what the fuck?
To me, that's like the biggest like
snub.
What a snub!
That's the biggest snub of this whole award show.
It's a big snub.
But so obviously, like I just like kind of in tune with what I was saying earlier. Like I would like Sean Baker to win because Honora was my favorite. I haven't even seen the rest of these movies, so I can't. I mean, besides The Substance, so I can't really like say if Sean Baker was a better filmmaker than whatever. But yeah, I was just in tune with the best noms. I would say best picture. I would probably say the Brutalist guy is probably gonna win if that AI thing doesn't totally f him over. That's news to me. Like that might actually just do it. So I'll say Brady Corbet.
Okay,
his name is,
JT.
I think Honora was going to go for the
Sean Baker.
Yeah, because
I'd like to see that.
The directing part of it is what really you should be paying attention to in that film.
No Francis Ford Coppola,
bro. I'm don't even get me started.
He also put his own money up for that, so which Hollywood wouldn't like. So
fucking dicks.
They don't like. They don't like when people do that.
Yeah, well, I got a bone to pick with Hollywood. Don't worry.
It's okay. They're on fire right now.
Once I got
literally.
Yeah, it's the hills are burning.
Yeah, exactly.
The hills have eyes in their brain.
They're gonna have a whole smart fucking sign up there. It's gonna be glowing. But yeah, I'd like to see it just because of the way you had, because it's the way it's shot and it's shot inside. I mean, you know, you got to know how to direct a film like that. I mean, this is sort of like a
you gotta watch
semi
biopic.
So,
sorry, I just wanted to add on to the AI controversy.
Yep.
So I
live update.
No, I misspoke in one regard.
Oh, okay.
At least in this is headline, they don't say about the backgrounds. I thought I heard that he enhanced some of the backgrounds. At least in what I'm reading here, I'm pretty certain I did see that in a headline too. But they're saying. Now, this might change your mind as well.
Yeah.
The film's director confirmed that AI was used to enhance the Hungarian spoken by Adrian Brody and Felicity Jones in the film, casting doubts on the authenticity of their performances as a result.
That's
Why
it.
did they use AI for that?
Because their accents.
Yes. So that
you have world-class actors, like
but you know what? Then that's their fucking.
Is Adrian Brody nominated?
Yeah, he is.
So there you go.
That's
a problem.
My thing is like Adrian Brody couldn't knock out a Hungarian.
Anyways,
I hope not.
Anyways,
even if it was bad, just let it rock.
It ride. Yeah,
like Kate Blanchett in that Indiana Jones.
But ultimately, it comes to the director to make that decision.
That's so dumb, bro.
And he's
the one who's going to get.
Yeah, fuck him. He's out for directing.
Like a very important part of like film history is the bad accent.
Yeah,
delivered by a great actor.
Right.
That's
like,
great.
That's
Leo.
That's
That's legacy.
That's good.
Dick Van Dyke and Mary
like
Poppins.
that. I like it when they don't do it the right way because you talk about it forever after.
Wait, Leo in Blood Diamond? Is that what you're gonna say?
Oh yeah.
In Blood Diamond?
Yeah.
Africa.
One of the worst.
He got nominated for Best Actor.
But also, like,
the same year
who the hell knows how that accent sounds like, anyways, that he was doing?
The Hungarian or South African?
Yeah, like it wasn't even just. It was a specific.
I'm from
region.
Rhodesia.
Yeah, it was like a Rhodesian accent. That's what it was. Yeah.
Population like 200. Yeah, so you wouldn't be able to even ask them. Yeah.
I like that movie.
I love that movie. It's a great movie.
I'm sticking with my pick just because it's the contrarian kind of idea of that they're not going to give a fuck and they're going to get it.
The Brutalist director?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not for directing. For Best Picture.
Okay. No, but so
who's winning for directing?
He didn't make his.
Oh, go ahead.
He did. I said
Sean
Baker.
Well, then
it's going to be that one, or I think A Complete Unknown because I haven't watched
the Dylan
one, but I'm going to watch it, man. That one's on my list.
Okay.
From Rhodesia.
I think Substance is out. I think Brutalist is out. I want Honora to win. I'm gonna go Sean Baker.
James Mangold will definitely.
I don't fucking even know who that is, dude.
No, he's not winning that shit.
I'm also gonna go with Sean Baker on this one.
Yeah.
Although
Really?
I will
Wow.
say this.
I don't know who the other people
Cora
are.
Lee for The Substance.
Yeah.
It's a good looking film. Like it's a pretty cool fucking film.
But are they gonna go for it?
It's put together pretty well.
But are they gonna go for it? Are they gonna go for directing?
For a director of that film? Yeah, I think so. It's very interesting.
Right.
You know what they usually do in these sort of instances, and it's kind of like to be kind of like, I don't know, everyone kind of wins kind of thing. One of them will win the best director, and then the other one will win the screenplay award.
Exactly.
So I wouldn't be surprised if Sean Baker didn't win this director award. They give
And then
him
got
best original.
screenplay?
Yeah, I think
That's a
that's
good
kind of
point.
like what will happen.
I forget that that's like a whole other thing.
Yeah, just to be politically correct about it. And all that, you know?
So next up, we got Best Actress: Cynthia Rivio for Wicked, Carla Sofia Gascon for Emilia Perez, Mikey Madison for Nora, Demi Moore, The Substance, and then Fernanda Torres for I'm Still Here. All right, Max, go ahead.
It would help a lot if I actually saw these movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want Honora to win Mikey, but I think it'll probably be Demi, probably. But you know what? I don't. Sometimes the person who does win the Golden Globe doesn't necessarily end up winning the Oscar, because I think last year they gave it to what's her name, Lily Gladstone, the Golden Globe, and then they end up giving Emma Stone the Oscar. So yeah, I think it's between those two. Okay. I think it'll be a two-way race between those two.
And you want to go with Demi, right?
I think Demi is probably the front runner.
Okay, Jay?
For what? Best director?
Best actress.
Sorry, man. I didn't switch that category yet. Go ahead, Julie. I'm gonna skip to that.
I was gonna go Demi Moore too, because I don't have enough context for anything else.
I don't think also going for Demi on this one.
No, I don't think that Wicked. I don't know.
I want Mikey Madison to win, but I'm gonna go with Demi for because Demi is the story behind her coming back to do this film is what is going to give her the award.
Yeah, and she's still
and also people like a comeback.
And it was a great performance. That's what I mean. And it was a great performance. She was good in the movie. She kind
of reminded me of like Robert Downey Jr., like Mickey Rourke, like these actors who stepped away and then they came back.
Yeah.
And again, what the movie's about.
Yeah.
About women aging in the industry.
Yeah.
It's very important, the story they're telling in that sense, outside of the body horror thing.
Yeah.
So like the fact that they actually got somebody who is known for, she was literally in striptease. You know what I mean? Like this is 30 years later, she's acting for the first time again. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's
that guy that won 2 years ago for the guy that was Short Round. Remember?
Yes.
And then he won an Oscar.
And everywhere, everywhere all at once. Yes, Kai something.
PK Kwan. Yeah. There was a trailer on TV for him during the fucking movie, game while we were recording the other day.
Love Hurts.
All I care about is that he was in the Goonies. He was Short Round in the second.
Great movie.
What do you call it? Indiana Jones film. Anyways. All right, Jay.
I'm gonna go Demi Moore because
there you go. All of us think Demi Moore.
I think Demi Moore is gonna get it because she's got her whole career. It is the aging of the women. It's the fucking. It's not. She's still doing stuff, and she still looks good, regardless.
Best actor: Adrian Brody for The Brutalist, Timothy Chalamet for A Complete Unknown, Coleman Domingo for Sing Sing. A lot of people are praising him in that. Ralph Fiennes for Conclave, and Sebastian Stan for The Apprentice. Max.
So the only one I've seen is Sebastian Stan, who really did impress me with that performance. Like,
that's really cool. They got nominated.
Actually, remember when I was talking about it in our best year review? I was like, oh yeah, I think he will get nominated, and he ended up getting nominated.
He had 2 films this year, The Normal Man or whatever it's called
Man.
out. I think he that's getting a lot of high praise as well.
I remember he was in another movie.
I think it's an A24 movie, if I'm not.
I'm gonna go Adrian Brody.
Okay, even knowing the AI voice thing.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not him, then it's Ralph Fiennes. I think it's them too. I don't think anyone.
I think it's
else.
pronounced Ray Fiennes.
Ray,
I know it says Ralph, but
Ralph.
it's Ray though. I know, but it looks like. But I think everyone refers to him as Ray Fiennes.
Ray Fiennes, yeah. Oh, he fine.
Yeah, listen, he was Voldemort.
He's so fine.
Jay.
Well,
what was that Jonah Hill thing from that movie?
Which one?
Oh, he's got that.
I haven't got pages for ages.
That's Beach Bum. Yeah.
I've been waiting ages, and
my phone has been resurrected.
It's been resurrected.
What was he eating? The fucking ice cream? Yeah. What was he saying? What was that word he was saying?
Sounds like Colonel Sanders.
I got the word he was saying. Yeah.
But I'm gonna.
Oh, Pulitzer.
Yeah.
Pulitzer.
You're gonna win the motherfucking Pulitzer.
Pulitzer. And he looks ice cream. Pulitzer.
That's one of the episodes Julie missed out on.
Yep.
Could have gotten all this.
Oh man. Because all you didn't want to watch a
shame.
stoner movie with me.
Yeah.
But Paige has, I haven't got any pages in ages. Sorry.
Grabbing each
I love
other's
that
balls.
character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually think because Adrian and Ray, they're like two. Well, you know what? Adrian actually did win the best actor for The Pianist or whatever, years ago.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
what put him on the map.
I remember he actually has one of the best all time like Oscar speech wins. He like makes out with Halle Berry right on the stage or whatever, and I was just like, oh shit.
What?
Yeah, you guys remember that?
No.
I mean that would be like problematic today,
Halle
but like
Berry.
Halle Berry was presenting to him, and he took the Oscar and he started like kissing her and stuff.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I'm like, he's like, hey, they don't give you that in the gift package or whatever,
Oh my
some
God.
shit like.
Oh damn.
So, but I think those two are like the
Yes.
legacy actors too, and Ray I don't think has ever won.
Right.
So if this is gonna be like, oh, they like to give it to people further down in their careers. I think Timothy is just too young in his career, and I don't know. I don't think Coleman's gonna win either. So
I think if it's got anything to do with this fucking election or whatever, then Sebastian Stan's
and he's not gonna win.
Okay.
They're not gonna give Donald Trump shit, bro.
Okay, I'm just telling you right now.
God,
That'll
yeah.
be fixed. Then we know to never watch the fucking Academy Awards again. All right.
Well, we all know this
Second
shit
of
is
all,
fixed.
I think
Politics
you know
are
what?
involved.
Yeah.
I think honestly, out of these ones here, I mean, because I said I watched Conclave. I know I have Adrian Brody, but I think Timothy Chalamet is going to win it.
Really?
Even younger than he is.
Okay.
If he can play a fucking,
That would be.
proper Dylan role,
I would actually be a little shocked if
he
won.
can play a proper Dylan role. You know what? It all depends on the acting. Remember that, eh? If you can pull it off, and if you know the stories of Bob Dylan in the younger years, he pulled off the look pretty good too.
Mm-hmm.
So if that movie's anything like, if it's nominated, then it's got to be a good movie. So regardless, it's got to be a decent. It's got to be a decent movie to watch. Not saying that it's got to be great. It's got to be a decent movie to watch. And yeah, you say he's young, but I don't know, bro. I don't think that the age has to do with anything.
I just don't think they usually give it to the. That's
Really?
why I don't think
You're gonna
Mikey
take
will
the
win.
age is just a number stance.
That's
it.
why I don't think
Age is
Mikey
just a
will win
number.
either. I don't think they usually shell out these Oscars this young into people's careers. That's
That's
why I
true.
don't think Mikey
Why?
will win. It just doesn't
It just
happen.
encourages them to keep
I
going
remember
and moving
Leonardo
forward.
DiCaprio didn't win it until much later. Like
Well,
Yeah.
that's where
he
they
probably
made
deserved it
mistake.
much earlier in his career, but they just
Didn't
didn't.
that kid for Sixth Sense win? I think he
Yeah.
won.
Bro. I mean,
No, he
and-
didn't.
Did he
Yeah,
not?
but look at him now. Where is he now?
He was
Billy Joel
nominated.
Osment?
Michael Caine won that year.
Oh, Haley
Okay.
Joel,
Yeah.
yeah.
Who's
Yeah,
like
oh,
an
yeah,
old.
he's doing
Yeah.
it. What's
That
he
was
doing
like a
now? Fuck off.
legacy, like yo, here
Yeah.
you go, kind
How
of
the
thing.
fuck
That
do
kind
you
of
know
proves my
that,
point.
dude? Your memory's crazy.
All right.
Who?
so-
I know.
Julie?
Yeah, I know.
He's a fucking
I'm gonna go
dictionary.
Ray Fiennes.
I'm also gonna go with Ray Fiennes for this one.
Yeah,
he
I
was
think
excellent
he
in
will
that.
win.
I
movie.
got no context. I haven't seen any
Although-
of these movies,
al-
but
I'm
although-
not saying he wasn't. But
Although, from what I've been hearing, honestly, I would not. I'm telling you, I would not be surprised if I heard this Coleman Domingo. That a lot of people are talking
know
about him
about
in this
it.
Yeah.
movie.
I've heard his
That's
name
that
a
dude
bunch,
from
but I don't.
Euphoria.
Yeah, he's the black dude that she talks to. That's
Like his mentor.
the
her
guy
mentor.
who's clean, like he's not on drugs. Like,
I haven't seen the show.
oh, I thought you
You're
seen that.
not missing
No,
anything.
Oh, okay.
No, I want to see it, but I haven't
He's,
seen
you know,
it.
the guy
No, you
that
don't
meets
have to
with her
see
in the cafe, who's like
Yeah,
her,
man.
her sponsor.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah.
He's really
The
good.
Mu-
apparently,
the
in this
Muslim
movie.
guy.
But this is Sing Sing. It's called the movie.
Sing Sing. It's about it's prison. It's
Sing
like a prison
Sing.
movie. Yeah.
Oh,
so,
Sing Sing
Oh,
Prison.
damn.
Yeah,
But-
so, anyways, okay.
Is
Is
it
he
in
a
English?
rat?
Huh?
Is it in English?
Sing
Yeah, it's in
Sing.
English.
All right, let's speed
Is
this
it
up.
in English?
Let's speed this up, guys. Let's
Yeah,
speed
what's
this up.
how many fucking
We gotta work
categories?
it
We don't,
over.
we don't have to
Damn
do
it.
them all.
No, we're doing a few more, but
Okay.
best supporting actress: Monica Barbaro for A Complete Unknown, Ariana Grande for
Played,
Wicked,
Joan Baez.
Felicity Jones for The Brutalist, Isabella Rossellini for Conclave, and Zoe Saldana for Amelia Perez. Go ahead, Max.
I'm just gonna give it to Zoe Saldana just because
Yo,
It's because you're infatuated.
I
with
love
her.
her. I love her, and also I think she deserves like
She's
just
good.
a lot
She's
of this is just based on legacy too, like what they've done up into their career, and I just think now's her time to get appreciated for her in the same way of like Demi Moore, like appreciated for her actual acting skills. I have not seen that movie. I don't know, but yeah, I'll just give it to Zoe.
Okay.
she's got an accent over the N in her name. Is it Saldana?
Danya.
I don't know.
Yeah, she's
She is
Hispanic.
Hispanic, yeah.
Oh,
Saldana.
nobody's ever pronounced it
In her,
right.
in her,
Salsa.
well,
Saldana?
that's what she in her sit down in that round table that I saw. She's like, it was so important to her for for her to finally play a Hispanic person.
I am shocked Ariana Grande is on here. I have not seen Wicked, but like, what?
It's because it's her.
It reminds me when they
both
had.
of them.
I feel like they've been jerking off that movie for 2 fucking years.
It just came out.
It just came out, but
literally.
they haven't shut up about it
No,
for 2
no,
years.
it's been out for over a month now, and
I
it's been in my
know.
small theater for a month now, and it won't leave.
No,
It should probably
I
win
have
Best
been
Picture.
hearing about it.
It
For
might
2
actually win Best
fucking
Picture.
Years, I'm telling you.
All right, go ahead.
It might actually win Best Picture.
I'm gonna go with Isabella Rossellini.
Hey.
She was very good in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I, you know what, and I would like to. I'm still gonna. My second rounder would be my runner up. Would probably be. I'm telling you, this Complete Unknown. I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Yeah, I've heard it's entertaining.
So-
yeah,
She's not gonna win.
yeah.
I'm just saying.
You never even heard her name before, bro. What are you
Neither have
doing?
I. But
What
you
are
know
talking
what?
about?
I've heard a lot of good stuff about the movie.
They don't
Okay.
do. They don't do that.
So in a sense that
She
in
was
that
also
sense,
the Top Gun Maverick. She was the female fighter.
I just
chick.
watched Top Gun Maverick
Yeah,
the other
remember?
day, man.
What was her name in that movie?
Yeah, I just watched it the other day.
All right,
Literally,
Julie,
Fucking, I haven't seen any of these movies.
Yeah, neither have I.
bro.
just pick one.
Zoe Saldana.
All right. I'm also going to go with Isabella Rossellini, but that is also the only movie I've watched here. But I also don't really know these other actresses as much. I know Zoe Saldana, and Ariana Grande, fuck no. But I know.
Whoa.
She's probably the one that's
Whoa,
gonna get
whoa.
picked. I know it sucks, but it's sad.
I
But
mean,
think
listen.
Rossellini-
Easy.
If we're gonna rate it on her singing in the film, it's probably top notch.
Of course.
yeah. I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
so like if that's what they're
but
gonna
that's
give
not
the
only
award
thing
for.
that- yeah, it's
But
not singing in a fucking
Isabella
movie.
Rossellini, she had like 2 really good parts in
Oh, yeah.
and scenes in that
Yeah,
movie
yeah.
that like she blew.
Actress in a leading
She was blowing like other good actors off the screen. Like Ray
Hey.
Fiennes was in the screen with her, and
All
he
kinds
was
of
getting
shit.
blown
Is that how-
away.
is that how she got the role?
Blown away.
Is that how she
Hey,
got-
hey, hey,
Is that how she got
relax.
nominated? Or?
All right, here we go.
We're
So,
talking about a church movie, and we're talking about being blown away. So figure that out.
best supporting actor. Here we go. Yura Borisov, Nora, Kieran Culkin, A Real Pain,
Oh,
Edward Norton, A Complete Unknown. He's been
Oh,
doing the rounds,
damn.
Kieran.
Yeah.
He's been doing the rounds.
that's what
He
I
just
heard.
won a global what do you call it? What do you call it?
Globalist award?
Globalist award.
Culkin?
Golden Globe?
Yeah, Golden Globe. Guy Pearce in The Brutalist and Jeremy Strong, The
Yo,
Apprentice.
these are some heavyweights.
Yeah, and Jeremy Strong and Kieran are both from
Yeah,
that.
Succession.
Yeah, so they.
Well, I really like Jeremy in The Apprentice. I thought he really, really.
I remember
killed it.
you saying that. Yeah,
no, and I'm
yeah.
glad he also got nominated alongside Sebastian Stan. Like those are really notable performances. Can I just say, I am shocked that they got. Well, not shocked, I should say, but I just don't think that Yura guy should have gotten the nomination. He was the one who played.
I know it was a real
Igor?
quiet performance, though. It was like
You
it
know,
was good.
He got nominated because he's actually somewhat of an actual star in Russia. Like,
Okay.
he's kind of a known.
He was good in the movie.
No, he
though.
was good in the movie, but I thought the guy who played
Oh,
Vanya
yes.
and that other dude Toros, I think they were like better in my opinion. Like they were the more
better
noteworthy.
contenders for the.
Yeah, if you were
nomination?
gonna give a best
Yu-
supporting actor to
Yura,
one,
Yura though was outside of the comedic like part as well. Like
Yeah.
he kind of brought like a real nice quietness to his scenes. You know what I mean? Like
I,
there was-
I'm just shocked they went with if they were gonna pick a best supporting actor from
Fair.
that. I'm surprised they went from him.
that
For-
guy that was at the baptism and that dude and they called him.
Toros.
Yeah,
He was hilarious.
excellent.
And then the
yeah,
guy,
yeah.
like the fuck boy that she
Yeah,
married,
yeah.
he was hilarious.
yeah,
so
yeah.
like when he leaves halfway through the movie, like the energy is kind of like missing a little.
Did you hear Bill Simmons' take on this guy in Adora? He said it's just Russian Borat.
Who's he?
the
Oh,
fuck boy.
Toro.
Yeah.
oh, the fuck boy,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
young one.
yeah. He's like, it's just, it was a pretty good take. I'm like, that's pretty funny. It's just Russian Borat.
Yeah.
He's like, the movie was fine, but it's just Russian Borat, that one guy.
I think it's gonna go to Kieran Culkin. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Edward Norton. I think it's going for Norton, man.
Norton's on even. Oh, yeah, he is. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, he's in.
Fuck
he's in,
Edward Norton.
Yeah.
He's in the
What
Complete
the
Unknown.
fuck?
I just wanted to see your
Hey,
face.
Overrated.
No.
Honestly,
I'm
you know
telling
what?
you right
I like
now,
Edward Norton, but
Overrated.
I hate
The
the
bottom
shit he
three here.
does. I hate the
It's
shit
a
he
choice
does
out
where
of bottom
he
three.
goes on a filmmaker's set and hijacks the movie from the.
Oh, he's
director.
known for that.
I hate
So
that
he's known
shit.
for
I
that.
would punch him if he
He's
did that.
difficult
Like,
to work with. because
Yeah.
of that.
So I just kind of don't want to see him win just on
like
that.
he
Nico
goes.
doesn't like people that are difficult to work with either. So
I'm
he
sitting
might
with
get punched.
a couple of them right
He
now.
might get punched. I'm just giving you a heads up.
I would
Go
I would
ahead.
literally deck him, bro.
Go ahead.
Trying to take my movie from me.
Listen, I know that Edward Norton's my boy.
Oh.
Kieran Culkin is
Yes.
more my boy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotta
you just
call.
want to see her naked.
got a couple of guys in your
So
in your rotation. Right?
My rotation.
I've heard
I've
heard really good things about Guy Pearce in The Brutalist, and if everybody forgets who he is, he was in Memento.
Yes,
No, I love Guy Pearce.
Is he the main guy?
Yeah.
I thought, is it Stanley Tucci in that movie too?
In Conclave.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's what I was thinking.
He's very good at Conclave.
I'm surprised he's not up on here.
He's very good.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised
he's not up on here.
He's the liberal pope, and then there's the conservative pope, and he's the liberal one. It's actually very good.
That's probably why they didn't put him in the video.
Yeah.
It was between two, a liberal pope and a fucking
Oh, I thought
conservative
they
pope.
would fuck with the liberal shit.
Well, they're doing it with fucking Honora,
And
basically.
the conservative pope, he
And
vapes.
apprentice,
It's fucking hilarious. He vapes the fucking pope.
yeah.
Anyways,
Kieran, right?
Kieran, yeah. I mean, listen, I watched A Real Pain. I'm probably the only one that's watched it here, I think.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. Is it
What's
a
it
little
based on?
overhyped? It's possibly. I think the Kieran's excellent, but the only thing I'll say about this, and I haven't watched much Succession, is the criticism about his role in this is he's basically playing the same character from Succession.
He plays the same character in everything he's in. That fucking.
But he's very good at it.
Yeah,
he's
he is.
very good at it. He's very self-deprecating and kind of like, yeah. So, anyways, like it's he's good. It's a good role. He did a good job in it. I think
He's
the movie's a little
the
movie's a little overrated
What
in
is
my
it?
opinion.
Okay.
But what's it about?
It's Jesse Eisenberg. He directed it. It's about two guys that go to. I talked about it on the show. It's about two guys that go basically that are Jewish that go and they go check out their roots. They go on like a tour.
Oh, the cover is just the one guy sitting down.
The one you
guy
wanted to
standing
see.
up.
Yeah. It's two cousins that are like they don't get along with one another.
Yeah.
Just the
They do
Eisenberg.
like the
sorry.
birthright trip and go to Israel.
Yes.
Okay.
No,
yeah.
not Israel. They go
Poland.
to Hungary or
Poland?
something. Poland. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
And they do the tour where you
That
go
trip.
and see all like
Yeah.
the.
I want Jeremy Strong to win though. That's who I
He's very
want.
good.
That's
Yeah.
who I want to win.
All
I'd be
right.
so happy if he won.
Best original screenplay: Nora, Sean Baker, The Brutalist, Brady Corbet, and Mona Fastvold. A Real Pain, Jesse Eisenberg. September 5th. I don't even know. I don't know what that is. The Tim Feldbaum and Moritz Binder, and The Substance by Coralie Fargate.
I think Sean Baker will take this one. I don't think he's gonna win the best director one. I think he'll take this one.
Okay.
I seen that trailer and everything, and I've been dying to watch the September 5th one, but I'm thinking that one might go somewhere. This one, it hasn't been out very long, but the
Okay.
September 5th one, I've never seen it, and I've seen the trailer for it, and got me it was a good that one. It could have been a good reaction one, but I'm telling you right now, that at a time when it came out, right? But I think I'd put it up there in the chat too, if I'm not mistaken, I threw it up there. But yeah, that film looks really good. So I don't know if for a screenplay. I don't know how original it is,
Okay.
right? Considering the
I didn't even know what it is. I don't even know what it is. This movie.
I think it's more along the line of like from what I'm understanding from it, from just the trailer, is more like a I don't know if it's a terrorist style movie or fucking.
That's not about 9/11, is it?
No, I don't know. But it's something to do with the fucking building coming down. I feel like it had something to do with 9/11, but it's not.
Okay.
No, it's about the Munich Olympics.
Yeah, the bombing.
Remember they made that movie Munich?
And they were filming it. That's what it was. They were filming it
Okay.
live, right? Yeah, they were filming it live, right? So I mean, that one,
1972.
yeah. But
Okay,
I mean,
so what's your prediction?
original I would say prediction would probably be the September 5th one.
Okay.
Right.
Julie?
I've seen the most press stuff from A Real Pain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would
He's
be nice.
all the press stuff with Karen has been great. Yeah.
It'd be nice to see
yeah.
Jesse win.
This is his second movie too, I think.
I know.
What was his first?
Some other movie I've never heard of. Like it didn't get a lot of like people watched it. Apparently, he talked
I've
about
seen the most press stuff about that one, so I feel like it's gonna be that one. I want.
it. It's a
Honora to
darling
get
for
it.
sure. It's
I want Honora to
Oscar.
get it. That
Okay.
would be great. I think that A Real Pain will
Okay.
probably get it though.
I'm gonna go with The Brutalist on this one because that's a 3.5 hour film, and I'm pretty sure that
You didn't use
the
Chat GPT to write the
Well,
fucking thing.
maybe.
You never know.
I'll go to the Brutalist.
You know
with
what's
this
so?
one.
I'm just realizing how much of a game all this award show shit
Oh.
is. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like,
Big time,
though,
bro.
like you would think if someone won it for best director, they're gonna have like, why wouldn't he win it for writing it?
Everything.
And then also, why wouldn't he win best picture? Like,
Yeah.
it's so weird how they like divvy it up. Like,
Right.
oh, you wrote a better screenplay,
Yeah.
but you directed it better. But this movie gets like,
Right.
there's no like logic to any of these picks.
Not
Really,
really.
like.
Best adapted screenplay, Complete Unknown, Jay Cox and James Mangold, Conclave, Peter Strong.
Oh, Cox actually spelled Cox.
Yeah.
Nice.
Amelia Perez, Jacques Adlar, Thomas Bidgain, and Nicholas Levici, Dickel Boys, Ramel Ross, and Jocelyn Barnes, Sing Sing, Clint Bentley, Greg Queeter, Clarence Macklin, and John Divine G. Whitfield.
Divine G.
Whoa.
What do you think, Max?
Either Conclave or Amelia Perez. I'm surprised none of us have given any of these words. I feel like Amelia Perez is gonna win something. They're gonna win something.
I don't know enough about it.
I don't know anything about it either, but I don't know. I'll go Conclave.
Okay.
Yeah.
JT? Oh, me, I'm going. Yeah, Conclave.
Maybe Sing Sing actually.
Complete Unknown.
That's what I'm going for. I'm going
for Sing Sing.
I remember.
Yeah.
Last year, I think for best original screenplay, they gave it to that guy who wrote American Fiction. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah.
And that was a good movie.
It was.
That was the only award they gave that movie.
Yes.
So like, I was just, it's like sometimes they like to give it to like one movie that's not going to win anything. They'll give one of these awards.
I watched that. That was good. That's about the black writer who.
It was funny. Yeah, it was really funny.
Yeah. Julie,
what was Nickel Boys about?
Nickelback.
There's all the little boys that
definitely not that one.
It's all the little boys that followed him.
It's about like a bunch of young kids, I think.
Drug dealers, I would assume.
Nickel maybe.
Boys?
I don't know. I don't know too much.
Well, yeah, Nickel Crack. Yeah, maybe.
Nickelback, right?
I'm gonna go Sing Sing.
I'm also going Sing Sing. Yeah, because I think this is a category where that movie could win from all the praise it's been getting. Although, if I had to pick like a backup, I would also say Conclave, just because
I don't know. I think for an adapted, something that has to be adapted is something that they've taken from something that's not real. So it's either that's why I'm thinking Conclave or even like
these are all though taken from other things.
Yeah, like they're adapted from events or whatever.
Okay, do we care about best international feature? No, right? No. Documentary? No. Best animated feature? I'll put something out for this. Go ahead, Max.
Did you say international feature?
Best animated feature: Flow, Inside Out 2, Memoir of a Snail, Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul, or The Wild Robot. Max?
I think it's either gonna go to Inside Out 2 or Wild Robot. I want Inside Out 2 to win, even though I haven't seen the other Wild Robot. But I think it's gonna go to one of those two movies. But I'll just say Inside Out 2 because I've seen it and I liked it a lot.
J.A.?
I've watched Inside Out 2 and I've watched The Wild Robot. And I think if I'm gonna pick out of the two, I'm gonna use Wild Robot. I think
that's probably
for animated.
Yeah, Julie.
Especially if it's animal.
I forgot that Wallace and Gromit was back.
It just came out, I think, recently. Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
I've heard it's good.
I
love Wallace and Gromit. Yeah, same.
A lot.
Same.
It's probably gonna be Wild Robot though.
Yeah,
it had the most buzz. It's got the most positive feedback.
It had more buzz than Inside Out 2.
I think so.
Because Inside Out 2 was like the second highest gross or the highest grossing film of the year.
Well, like across my algorithm, I saw more about Wild Robot.
So I've actually seen 3 of these films. I just watched Flow last night.
What's that about?
The cat.
Really good. It's basically a bunch of. It's basically almost like they're in like a woods of some sort, a bunch of animals, and it's almost like a take on what do you call it?
Dog, everything.
Yeah, it's almost like a take on what's the word I'm looking for? No. When they're all like Noah's Ark type of thing.
Oh, okay.
It's sort of like a biblical, like let's say thing happens and there's a flood.
Okay.
Hence the name Flow.
Yeah.
And then there's a bunch of animals trying to survive the flood.
Okay.
And that's why there's boats and it's not like exactly like Noah's Ark, but if I had to compare it to something, and it's all silent. No talking. There's all animals that don't talk. It's not animated animals talking.
Okay.
It's very well done. Great animation.
I'm reading the overview.
Oh my god, it's a stressful and enjoyable movie all at the same time. If you're a cat lover,
did you cry?
I think Christine might have. I came close.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can read the description of it.
Are you crying?
Flow. Okay, Flow. I watched. Inside Out 2. I watched. Also good. I've heard really good things of this Memoir of a Snail. I haven't watched that. I love Wallace. I love Wallace and Gromit.
Is that little? Okay, I think I've seen that Memoirs.
But I'm also going with Wild Robot. I watched Wild Robot. Excellent fucking movie. There's a lot of good things about Wild Robot that are also in Flow, honestly. Okay. But honestly though, I would not be surprised if Flow won. Okay. I will say that. Wild Robot's good. All right. How about, do we care about cinematography? Yes.
Dune Part 2, I'll say.
Same. Yeah. The Brutalist, Dune Part 2, Amelia.
Nosferatu's on here.
Ooh.
Whoa.
I'm surprised that didn't get any best.
Amelia Perez, Maria, and Nosferatu. You know what? I'm gonna go with Nosferatu. Actually,
That didn't get any nominations.
Nosferatu. I'm going with Nosferatu. It looks great. Cinematography.
But, is anyone shocked that didn't get like Best Picture?
No,
or whatever.
Not at all.
No.
It doesn't deserve Best Picture. But cinematography, yes. Nosferatu. Yeah, you agree?
I mean, if Wicked is on there,
just based on what you said about
if it's not,
you described every element of what you were describing.
So what is
but it was
what
cinematography.
will
trust
Dune
in
win?
that.
Do you think Dune will win any of these Oscars? Like, because Dune has to win something.
If Nosferatu doesn't win, I would go with Dune on this one. Yeah, I would.
It'll probably win like the sound editing or some bullshit sound design.
We got production design, film editing, costume design. Do we care about any of these? Score. Whoa, my God! Where's Challengers?
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Whoa!
It not only shouldn't have been nominated, it probably should have won.
Whoa, that's a huge
That's
number.
That's love number 2 after Denis Villeneuve.
Wow.
Fred Reznor and Atticus Ross for Challengers.
Okay, let's go with best visual effects: Alien Romulus, Better Man, Dune Part 2, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, or Wicked. I'm gonna go Dune Part 2.
I'm surprised
here.
Alien.
What are we? Which one? Which category?
Visual effects.
Okay.
Dune Part 2.
Same.
They have to give Dune something, man.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes was good too.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, even over Romulus.
Imagine if fucking Brutalist got nominated for visual effects.
I mean, Wicked could win too. I mean, like honestly, like that.
It all depends which way this is going. Yeah, this whole.
Are you okay?
It would be crazy if Dune won nothing.
No problem with that?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised though.
I would be
about why you were doing it during the visual effects.
Just because of how, like, I feel like that was the movie of the year, really, like in a lot of ways.
But like you pointed out, that's one of those movies where they don't normally get like
they get the technical awards. Like I remember in when they gave all the awards to Mad Max Fury Road except Best Picture,
right,
which they give to.
Well, that's why visual effects. I got to go Dune Part 2. Absolutely, yeah.
I agree.
Anything else you want to touch on, or I don't know? Original song, no. Sound, probably also Dune Part 2. I would say in that one, or maybe Wicked. I don't know. Best makeup and hairstyling.
Sound has to go to Dune.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, it has to.
Wicked will get costume design.
Production design. You think it'll get that? Nosferatu, Wicked, Dune. It's all the same type of movies.
I'll give it to Dune. I'll give all.
You know what? Conclave is kind of a sneaky good pick for best production design. It is a good looking movie. Like how they have all the like they have to have like everything. Like he created those chapel. Yeah, you know what? I might go Conclave for best production design. It's really well done.
Surprised Dune isn't in the makeup and hairstyling.
I'm pretty sure I heard that Robert Eggers was a production designer though prior to becoming like a filmmaker, like in that sense. Like, so I think Nosferatu has a good chance as well.
Dunes will get sound
for costume design. They got Gladiator 2 on there.
Oh my god!
Like, but they don't have Dune.
What about film editing?
What about
film editing?
Yeah, costume
editing.
When they're wearing all those, they had crazy shit in Dune, like the
Anora.
costumes.
It was edited very good.
Anora
was very good.
These nominations make no sense to me.
Sean Baker's the one that did it.
Yeah.
He'll get it.
Like when you actually look at them, there's no like
logic
involved.
If you look at it though, film editing might be the only one Sean Baker takes home. Actually, now that I look at it,
film editing, not Dune.
Dune's not even on there.
It's not on there. Film editing, Anora, Brutalist, Conclave, Emilia Perez, and Wicked.
Oh yeah, he did edit that movie.
Yeah, he'll get editing.
I think he'll get editing.
Like,
That's one I'm
gonna say he wins the.
You said screenplay.
Yeah, right. I think that's what he's gonna get. It's kind of similar when they gave Spike Jonze the screenplay award for Her or whatever, but then that movie didn't end up winning anything else besides that. So,
makeup and hairstyling. It's got some of the films we watched.
My God.
Makeup and hairstyling? Where is that?
Nosferatu, Substance, Wicked, Emilia Perez.
Substance.
Different man. Yeah.
Substance.
Yeah.
For which,
it'll get Substance.
Which category you guys talking
about?
Makeup and hairstyling.
Substance. Yeah, absolutely.
That would be a good one.
Does that fall under like special effects makeup? I guess would.
Yeah, absolutely.
So then, yeah,
Substance sweeps this one. For sure.
You can pick each one.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing too.
The game, bro. Thanks.
All right. You can teach your young guys.
I guess that's it though, right? I mean, I think that we've covered it, right?
Glossed over.
Yeah.
There's pretty much
lesser.
Okay.
Big name.
Production design.
So we will.
We did that already.
We will reconvene.
He said.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, conclave.
Yeah, we will reconvene with our picks and see who did the best
I'm gonna
in March.
I don't even know what I told you. I'm gonna have to write them all down, rewatch it. Right
We will reconvene in March when the Oscars happens, and we can talk about
what do we all
Oscars.
say for Best Picture? I think we all said Conclave, or you said
you two, and then we said Brutalist, both of us.
Okay. Sorry, I'm going Brutalist. Yeah. I don't think the Academy gives a fuck about the AI.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for you
Man
guys,
versus
but I
machine.
think in reality,
man versus
God
versus machine. That's what it is, bro.
Christ, here we go.
Straight up.
I like it.
Yeah, we finally agree on something.
Yeah, that'll be the next movie.
Wow.
All right, guys. So there you have it. Those are our Oscar predictions. So stay tuned. We will reconvene then in March to talk about that and who got what right. Let's see if our predictions were good or not.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also going to do it for our 51st episode of Late Night at the Movies. There you go, everyone.
Good job, guys.
Happy New Year once again. It's kind of late to say that since we're almost at the February.
January is like 100 days long.
But we hope you guys liked some of the new content we put together for you guys. Yeah. And we'll see you.
Let's keep you under control because we need to know what the next.
Go ahead. That's what I was about to say.
Baby.
I was about to say.
Like, come on, like, you guys are all just
Jay.
here.
Hit us with your pick, buddy. Hit us with your best shot.
Not a bad substitute, by the way. Like we managed.
So Jay will be. It's his movie pick, and we'll be going back to our regular format of the show for the next episode. This was kind of just a thing we came up with because of the cancellation.
Until we get Julie's back on there and get the guests back on.
Yeah,
but this one is just because of the time of the year it is. It's gonna probably drop closer to the time of the year.
I already know what it is.
What do you got?
Did I guess it?
It's called Any Given Sunday.
Oh, nice.
Oliver Stone film.
I like that movie.
There you go. And that's something that I think we can all enjoy.
It's all about the inches.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of the Super Bowl.
All around
it's fucking all about the inches today, man. That's all it was.
Because
starring Al Pacino.
Yeah. And it's going to be around that time in that sense, like in February.
In one of his most over-the-top performances.
That's why it sucks that you can't be there.
Are you guys going to do it on Super Bowl Sunday? Or?
No, we're going to do it. It's probably going to come out the week of the Super Bowl, though. Yes.
Yeah, we have to get.
We're going to have to record it within the next week or so. So yeah.
Okay.
Only because honestly, it'll go in. It'll go in.
That's a good movie.
It'll work right.
Oh, see, now he's upset. He's missing out on the next one.
Well, I had a feeling, and I wanted to tell you, but I knew you were gonna like.
I
knew you would have.
Interesting editing style in that movie.
Well, and I mean the acting, everything. I mean, it's a great movie to watch.
You know what? I've come to the conclusion. I don't think I'm a big Oliver Stone fan.
I love him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Really?
That movie's all right. I've seen it once, but we'll see. Maybe revisit it.
I don't look at it from the director's point.
He makes interesting documentaries too.
JFK is good.
I don't look at it from the director's.
Oh no, I hate that movie.
What?
Which one?
Quentin Tarantino. That's his film he ruined.
Natural Born Killers.
Yeah. Terrible.
You hated that one?
Yeah, because I'm with my boy Quentin on that one.
Yeah,
he kind of butchered the script.
Watch True Romance. That's the way better version.
I don't like that.
Which one?
Get out of here.
Natural Born Killers.
You know what I don't like about
and what the fuck is her name?
I know Juliette Lewis. Yeah, she's great.
You like that one's that's kind of loosely based on his fucking real life.
No, I don't like that movie.
Hey, that's when they made Matthew McConaughey.
I understand why he's mad.
Made Matthew McConaughey.
But I actually like the finished project. Like,
I haven't seen the other one you're talking about though.
True Romance.
Okay.
The one, I actually do like True Romance.
I gotta put on my watch
one thing I don't like about True Romance, which is like Tarantino would have done it better, is the soundtrack. I hate this Disney score it has.
Yes,
it's so out of place.
It is cringy. Yeah.
There's so much good music out there you can add.
Tarantino has such a good music that that's one of the best things about his movies.
It has one of the best, other than Pulp Fiction, walk-in monologues that he has in his career.
Yeah.
Oh, Christopher Walken.
Yeah, come on.
I like Val Kilmer as Elvis.
Oh yeah,
he has Elvis as an imaginary friend.
Anyways, so Any Given Sunday, the next pick of Late Night at the Movies. We'll see you guys there.
Nice,
and,
nice picture.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for everyone coming over to do this today, and we'll see you guys next time, everyone.
See you
later.
Check on the rebound.